Now I know at like higher levels, I'm like, oh man, I'll never be able to use like Zephyr Strike or any of the other cool like concentration spells that Rangers get because I have to use Hunter's Mark.
Yeah, I almost feel like it should just be like a thing without concentration.
That's exactly, and they almost did it because their favored enemy gave us Hunter's Mark. Favorite enemy is just like you get like X amount of uses of Hunter's Mark free per long rest per your Wisdom modifier. When it should have just been like, here's the effect. It's just an effect. It's not a spell.
Mm-hmm.
You can still use Zephyr Strike. Because I said they have some, Rangers get some unique spells that other classes don't get that are cool, but can't use them. Because like half their class abilities are tied to Hunter's Mark now. But everything else I've seen though has been really cool. I'm just a little disappointed in the Ranger, but everything else, the Barbarian gets more options, Rogue gets more options with their new sneak attack stuff. Warlock getting more spells, and the spell list on their patrons looks like hella cool actually. And sorcerers are, getting new stuff, and they get like a spell rage. And
yeah, from what I heard, there's some upgrades that happen to all the classes, both the new and old versions, and then like the new versions, you can choose get like some unique stuff, or you can play as like the old classes.
Yeah, they're trying to make it free plug and play, because there's a lot of people who I still find so many games, they're like, oh, don't allow anything from Tasha's, and it's like, what?
Tasha's isn't that bad.
I think it's just a sign of a bad DM. They don't want to have to deal with Twilight Cleric or Elephant's Bard, or just, they're just lazy.
I mean, I think there's nothing wrong with having a powerful character in the game. I do wish they would do a better job at balancing, because I do think in that way WotC are not great at game design, but like I don't think most people are.
I'll agree. Like I said, it's there's some subclasses in Tasha's that are more powerful than others, but at the same time, they also have a bunch of new Ranger subclasses and Monk subclasses, and none of those are any stronger than the base, player's handbook one.
Yeah. I mean, if you really wanted to, you could just say like no Twilight Clerics or whatever.
And that's the thing. I've seen people say that. I've seen games that just like no Twilight Clerics, no Elephant's Bard.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, okay, whatever. I respect that a lot more than just like nothing from Tasha's. Because they're just like, oh, I haven't read through Tasha's, and I'm like, okay, have you honestly read through the player's handbook page per page? Fucking liar.
I mean, I have.
Well, I mean, I don't want to honestly. Because that's the excuse that a lot of them give. Is like, well, I haven't read through Tasha's yet. I'm like, okay, well, good thing is you're not a game designer. You don't have to. WotC did it for you.
Yeah, the only book I'm not using is the what's that one with the spaceships?
Oh, Spelljammer.
Yeah, just because the aesthetic doesn't really match with what I'm doing.
Well, yeah, I mean that's understandable. One of my other games, has the same, very classic medieval setting, and like he doesn't like artificers, so he doesn't allow artificers. Just because it doesn't like, it kind of goes against the setting, not because artificers are like super OP or anything.
No, I like artificers. I think they're really interesting support class.
I do. I think at first I did not like artificers because every artificer I had played with sucked and didn't know how to build them properly. Because it's
I've had that. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
That are really easy to be bad at. Like Druid's one of them. It's really easy to make a bad Druid. It's really easy to make a bad Bard. And it's really easy to make a bad Artificer.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
I mean, you can make, like, with spells, it's like hard to really make them bad, even if you don't optimize the Artificer. Like, there are some just really good spells you could use that help the party. Or things like Flash of Genius, which are ridiculously good.
Well, true, but it's because they pick the wrong spells, or they don't use them. I mean, I ended up just exiting out of a game on Saturday where the bard is like, I mean, lovely person, but she's like the dumbest bard I've ever seen. It's just like never uses vicious mockery. Like, and this is like a low level campaign. We're only like level 5, so there's not a ton of options. But like, uses her crossbow instead of vicious mockery to help the team. Like, it's just I had to kind of like I very helped her out. Like, she didn't have. She took like dispel magic and like it was something else over like hypnotic pattern and stuff. And I was trying to help her like, okay, like swap out some of these spells. He took like Lehman's tiny hut, and I'm like, you can really not afford to do that as a bard. You not have enough spells known to take like ritual spells.
Well, I mean, it kind of depends. If someone else is already doing like a ritual class, then it's not as useful. But I don't know, I think you could do just fine without taking unoptimized choices. It also kind of depends on the like type of game. If you're playing like a really high difficulty, like high challenge rating, like DM who's gonna constantly like try to kill you, then you want everyone in your party to be optimized. But if it's like a more laid back setting, it's not as important.
That's true. And it's not even so much on not optimized, it's more unoptimized. It's like she had higher dexterity than charisma, like, and she wasn't a melee bard or like or like an offensive bard,
like,
and it was just like
the build not being as optimized.
Yeah. The build, just how she played it, it was more unoptimal than not optimized. Because I view the two as different. It's just like we can have a normal build and not like min max it, and that's different than just being like totally unoptimal.
Yeah, like I had a lot of fun playing the turret artificer, but I know that's by no means one of the more min maxed like subclasses. But I was having a blast with it.
I was looking at that when I was when I made an artificer for one shot, and I was like.
Back before Twilight Clerics was a thing, that shield was like, everyone was like, this thing is badass. Like, I'd have to keep, I was like, I want to use my firing, like, what's it called? My firing, like, no, use the shield. Because they're all like super, like, reckless. So I'm always like,
use the shield, yeah.
Yeah, spring out the shield. I'm like, fine. And the one time, like, I didn't use the shield, we like party wiped.
Oh, shit.
Kind of. We got defeated by a bunch of drow.
Fucking drow, man.
Yeah. Said, well, I guess I should have used the shield. But I had a lot of fun with that artificer. Even though he wasn't like the armor or the pet one.
I used to be in the Stales campaign for a long time, and it's like I fucking hated drow enemies because it's just like, I swear to God, it was just like, okay, why does every drow on every hit apply fucking wyvern poison?
My Wednesday group, they got into this area where they found out they were going to be facing mind flayers, and they were all excited, and they quickly changed that tune when they actually started fighting them, and half their party couldn't move the whole fight.
Oh my God, yo.
I can't imagine that.
Stun. Oh God. Like, yeah, we get to fight mind flayers, and then they're just like, oh, run away.
That's funny. In my Wednesday morning game, when we were going to the Astral Sea, we crashed into or we got boarded by a mind flayer ship. It crashed into ours. But the difference being, I was a paladin warlock, and so I had 20 charisma with my aura. And I also was Oath of the Watchers, and so I was able to give my whole party the Watchers buff that gave them advantage on all mental save. And so I just like fucking jumped onto their ship and just went ham.
Yeah. Yeah, mind flayers are, especially in older editions, like, you didn't fuck with a mind flayer. They were like insta-kill. Like, if you saw a mind flayer, you usually just run away. They're like old school, like, wraiths. If you saw a wraith, you just ran away. You're like, I don't want to lose levels. Everybody run.
Well, it's like, because I remember when we were going through Isaac and my first campaign with you, Just Friends, and we ran into the Calhoun, and we thought it was a Mind Flayer. I mean, it doesn't matter, because it still had Mind Blast, and it Mind Blasted us, and just, like, fucked us up. And then, like, I can't remember the names, but I remember our Barbarian was out for, like, the whole fucking fight.
Yeah.
And then it was like, and then we ended the scenario, or we ended the battle on a cliffhanger, and we came back, and it was like a close battle. Oh my god, we just won Calhoun, and then we got it down, and then fucking plane shifted out away, and we're just like, oh my fucking god, it.
Yeah. Magic users have a nasty habit of teleporting away if they're losing.
And then I thought, at least, I'm like, oh, it's a Mind Flayer. Those are at least supposed to be frail, so I can stun it. And with Stunning Strike, and it was like, nope, it's actually a Calhoun, and it's undead, so it has like
Yeah.
a +9 con save or some bullshit. It's like, what?
Yeah.
Oh my god. It was...
I wonder where Mary is.
I actually just talked it an hour prior.
Yeah.
I sent her a couple of messages. She hasn't messaged me back. I was hoping to at least have the 4 of you before we started. I guess we could get through some of the stuff, though. Like the recap here. So at least when she comes, we have that all out of the way. Alright.
Hello.
Hello.
Hey.
How's it going?
Did you just get here?
No, I just realized I didn't say hello.
Oh,
She was lurking the entire time.
just lurking.
Just like hopped on and then I was like getting set up and everything, just listening.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I was lurking.
So I think Glenn, it'd be your turn to quartermaster, and it's your turn to do scribe, since you keep ducking it.
Anybody? And can I bribe anybody to take my duty?
No.
For those
Sorry,
story
I
points.
can't today. Otherwise, I would.
We can
I
just
like-
be bullet points.
Yeah, you can do something cheap. You don't have to. I don't know how much, like, how much quartermaster stuff there's going to be. You probably just have to pay your people. Like, literally, it's just minusing some gold.
How much is the like nightly fee that we have to pay? That was one thing I put in my notes that I had to fix on the sheet, but I couldn't remember what the number,
So if
like
you-
how much gold.
If you go to the camp, there's a one called wages and upkeep. It's 11.4, so 11 gold.
Oh,
4
wages and
silver
upkeep.
right now.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't know where to look for that. Okay.
Okay, so how do I quartermaster this?
That's probably the only thing you'll need. The only other thing is if people want to put stuff in the treasury, you just kind of stick it in the treasury.
Or how do I deduct from the camp in game, or is it on this like spreadsheet?
Spreadsheet.
Oh, it's a pinned in the main chat.
Oh, okay. So I see there's a
Yeah.
Splitlanders information.
All right.
Where is the gold on
Ooh,
this
this is
sheet?
all fancy.
Yeah, where's wages and upkeep? That's
It's on the
thing
camp tab.
Oh, it's camp tab. Okay.
Yeah.
Man, yeah, y'all.
You can see that. Every time I check on it, it just keeps getting improved more and more and more.
So it's
Yes.
11.4 gold pieces.
Yeah, 11 gold, 4 silver. You just
Okay.
deduct that from the party treasury, which is the other tab. They have like currency section.
Okay.
Wait, does the camp? What does that mean? Camp has 4,000 gold. Is that true?
Total camp. Where is that?
Where's what?
The amount of gold that we have in our camp.
Yeah, we got
Sorry,
that
look at
ton of-
spreadsheets and like it just.
Yes, I
okay.
definitely chucked a ton of gold. I don't know how we distributed it out, but
Oh yeah, because you guys did the heist. So if you go to the party treasury, it has the
Oh, okay, so
currency.
I want to go back and get more platinum.
It's kind of
Oh my god, I hate spreadsheets.
split up weird.
Alright, there we go.
Yeah,
Right.
so this group
Cool.
does have a lot of gold right now.
So
Got
can
it.
do I just press the actually button to every time we long rest, or like?
Is there a
do I have
button?
to-
Yeah,
It says
click to
to
pass
pass.
long rest. Yep. Yes.
Oh. Where is it?
We added it. I was added when we were working on it for the tribe as well.
Does it
But
work here?
the thing is, well, it works if there are coins moved into the camp tab, but most of our coins are still in the inventory tab. So if we need to make sure that we actually. I think some got moved over, but that initially we weren't using the button just because.
Oh,
there
so
wasn't any point. Yeah.
it subtracts it from the. Oh, I see, because there's like a gold coin section. So I think
Yeah,
I don't know. You could try, but like, yeah. See, next time we sleep, if you press the long rest button, if it subtracts it from the gold coin section of the camp.
So
It will
wages and
subtract. It will subtract from the rations, the gold coins, and the silver coins, depending on the values that are in the daily rations and the total wages and upkeep
It's interesting.
column or fields. Yeah.
All right.
we have gold in there. Yeah, we don't have any silver or copper.
Yeah, I just subtracted 11 gold. I don't really know what to do about the silver. With the 4 silver.
Oh, we also don't have any rations in there. Are we starving?
Or you could just subtract another gold and then put like 6 silver in the.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I guess.
But yeah, but the button isn't going to do that for you.
I don't even know where the button is, so
It's the thing that
Honestly.
says click to pass long rest.
wait, on the spreadsheet?
Yeah, on the camp page.
Yeah, on the
Okay.
camp.
I'm
page.
blind when it comes to.
No, you're fine. It's so
I honestly.
kind
I
of
just,
buried. Yeah, so
it's a very beautiful spreadsheet. I just am not familiar with spreadsheets, and like my brain doesn't process
I'm
it very
actually
well.
gonna delete this 4,000 coins because I don't want
Yeah,
this to be. In
I'm
two
making a
places.
silver tab.
You're
silver.
deleting 4,000 coins from our inventory.
From the party treasury because it's already in the camp tab.
Oh, we just moved it.
Yeah, the IRS is coming to collect.
Yeah.
We didn't report our
Or is
gains
that
from the raid.
Like, see, I had since I wasn't doing any quartermaster duties, I hadn't moved any coins over. But like, I actually did take some out of Arapel's bag of holding and put them in camp, but I didn't move any of the like party treasury coins.
Yeah.
Because
So
I thought we should have more coins than that. Because didn't Malin take like fucking 10,000 gold or something?
Well,
Carry
you
with
also
him?
have a bunch of bars as well.
No, I took bars and gold. Like we should have 10,000 gold.
yeah,
coins
we have
and,
17,000 gold in bars.
Yeah,
Oh,
you got the platinum bars and the
Oh,
platinum.
wait,
stuff.
no, we've got over 20,000 because Arapel's carrying another 3,000.
no, but
Okay,
we
three
got.
thousand more.
I distinctly remember because me and Glenn, I think we did 6 and 4 or 8 and 2, but we took
I
a
think
total
it
of
was 8.
10,000.
Yeah, I think it
we
was
took-
8 and 2.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we took 10,000 gold coins.
So we're just low on like the coinage, the smaller.
Oh, and
Mhm.
also, wherever the gold bars are being sold, you can add 4. Glenn never gave his gold bar. He never got rid of his gold bars, so you just say because
Honestly-
I've got 4 gold bars in my inventory.
I mean, if you want to keep them in your inventory, that's fine. I mean, Uslag and Arapel are both carrying. Uslag's over 200 pounds in her bag of holding, and Arapel's over right at 300. So there is some space left, but
Well, are the gold bars not being kept in the camp, or?
we could dump them in the camp.
'Cause I
we
figured
just
that's
have-
what.
Because
Oh,
our high security.
You can put them wherever you want, but you just can't have them both at the camp
Oh.
and in your inventory.
Yeah, I mean, how about we say we put the gold bars in the camp, and I can add my 4 gold bars to the pile. And then
How much gold did you want to put in the camp?
Alright, so I think we have an issue here. Uslag has 22 bars and Arapel has 35 bars. But it also says the camp has 57 bars, which
Mhm.
should not be the case. So
Why
they
do you
shouldn't.
know that should not
they
be the
shouldn't-
case?
Huh?
Like, how do you
I mean-
like? Why is it? Why is that shouldn't be the case?
Because if it's in your inventory, it shouldn't be in the camp. So,
You're saying it's being double counted.
yeah. 'cause
Oh,
that-
because it's the same amount. You're assuming that someone like put it there and it didn't get moved. I see.
I'm assuming
just like-
that's the same amount because it's exactly
Well, and you
the
know
same.
what? Since
Yeah.
the gold coins were 4,000 something in both places too, you might be right.
Yeah. So,
I don't
uh,
think I still have.
yeah. So you might want to just, if those are on your sheet now, you should probably just get rid of them, and we'll say they're in the camp. Because
Yeah,
that's
I
the
don't
problem
think I
with
have
having them
my
in both
gold
places.
Bars on my I haven't had my gold bars in my like character sheet inventory for a long time.
Okay,
so
so
there
Drop those off.
I'm just gonna get
there
rid of
should
this then.
be
Yeah.
61 gold bars in the camp then with my 4 gold bars.
Okay.
And I will delete them from my character sheet.
And Arapel, is your 35 on your sheet?
'Cause that's
On
those
my
are pretty heavy.
personal,
Sorry,
on
what?
my personal. What was the question?
Are your gold bars on your personal sheet, like on your character sheet?
No, any party property that Arapel is carrying is not on his personal sheet.
Okay.
Also, it would be really nice if we left the item descriptions and the value each and total weight and total, formulas in place. Because then when we get new coins or bars, all we have to do is enter the number and the location. We don't have to re-add everything else.
Oh, I'm just deleting. 'Cause
Oh.
These are on
Okay.
people. They should
Well, that's what I mean. You're deleting all the descriptions and everything.
Oh,
All right.
I mean, did
This
you
is
not just hear me?
298.
Like, we shouldn't have them in both
298.
places.
No, I'm not telling you not to move the numbers. I'm telling you that if we completely remove the descriptions, then next time we get a handful of coins, we have to type in the item description. We have to type in the weight. We have to type in the formulas that multiply the value times the quantity. Anyway, okay.
I didn't mess with any of the formulas. Nothing I'm deleting is a formula.
Okay,
I don't think I have the
I'm just saying,
298 gold
I'm just
in
saying-
my.
if the quartermaster has a place, we pick up 100 coins and the quartermaster adds 100 to the place that already says gold coins, then the quartermaster doesn't have to say, oh, it's 0.02 pounds and the value of this is 1 gold each time. That's what I meant.
Sure.
Yeah, that like 298 wasn't like Uslog's personal gold. I think that was what was in the bag of holding, if I'm correct. But yeah, I don't know. Uslog's got her own gold.
Yeah,
Just
so if
gotta
it's on
remind
your sheet, it should
myself.
not be on here.
Well, no, it's different numbers. So I think the 299. I don't know
Like,
where that came from.
actually, yeah.
I
All right,
don't
well,
do
anyway,
spreadsheets.
let's just get going.
Don't do spreadsheets.
Well, Ian, so we need to
I think we might have just lost.
Yeah, so the formulas are gone for the silver coins. I'll put those back in.
It's 0.02, right?
The weight is 0.02 per coin, yeah. It's
Yeah.
2 pounds per bars, yeah.
All right. Well, while we're doing that, Uslog, you are the previous scribe.
well, I just want to make sure real quick that we didn't lose the 10,000 gold me and Malin were dumped in.
Are you talking about the bars?
No, loose gold.
Yeah,
Oh,
we
really?
had separate loose gold, yeah. Or slush
Okay,
gold.
Because I took Malin
Well,
and I was
maybe-
like, I can only carry 2,000, and he could only carry he was able to carry
Don't
like
you have
8,000.
it in your
So
inventory
where
or
did
something?
have you been
No,
Yeah,
I
I
emptied
actually
out.
don't
I
did.
definitely emptied it out
Where did you
Yeah.
put it?
in the party treasury. I mean, I forgot how it was reorganized, but I do not have any
I
gold.
don't know
maybe
where it
that's-
went into a bag of holding at the camp. It went to essentially the party treasury. So,
Maybe that's why there was 4,000 gold in the treasury and 4,000 gold in the camp, because maybe it did get recorded. I'm guessing.
well-
I don't know.
The thing
I
is, the
haven't been-
party treasury isn't supposed to be like a free place where you can just like carry stuff for no weight. Like,
It's not. That's why if you put
Yeah.
a name in location, it automatically calculates it in the columns to the right.
No,
That's
like we
why-
threw it into one of the bag of holdings. I
That's
forgot
why
which
we're
one it was.
checking
yeah, if you want to do
Yeah,
it
and
as a
then we-
bag of holding, that's fine.
what
But
we've
I
been
don't
doing.
want to. I don't want to
I
have.
think that the 299 that Uslog was carrying, I think, was in her bag of holding. Just my thought. Yeah.
It said Uslog.
Because
It didn't
my
say
other
anything
stuff
about
is-
a bag of holding.
Oh, yeah, because I think it's in the other column there. But I don't understand the spreadsheet. I'm just saying that's 299 was a different number for what I have in my personal dash. So
All right. Is there a Because I see like places where there's like Uslog's bag of holding, Arapel's bag of holding,
Yeah.
Chomsky, but
So
then
if
under
there's-
location it says Uslog, Arapel.
Right. If you put
So is
something,
that supposed to be bag of holding Uslog?
yes.
Oh. Alright.
So I didn't create the left side of this sheet, but I went
This
in
is
and
very
put those.
confusing.
This is quite a while ago now. I went in and put those columns on the right, and there's formulas in them that look for the names in the column B, and if they're there, then it helps us keep track of how much we're carrying in those bags, how much party property we're carrying in those bags.
Yeah, like if we want to record like bag of holding stuff on here, that's fine. As long as you're not putting it both in your sheet and in here. That's all I'm
No.
trying to avoid.
I mean, maybe others have been doing it differently, but like that's how I thought we've been doing it from the start. Is if it belongs to me, if it's Arapel's property, then I put it in my personal sheet. If it belongs to the party, then it gets tracked in the party treasury, but the weight gets tracked so that I know, whether I'm overweight.
Hang on a second. I'm going to undo a bunch of stuff and see if I can get back to what we were at the start.
Oh. I don't know how many.
And also, way down under general
Mhm.
supplies, it lists gold bars on camp as 44. That's probably out of date on line
I think
226.
it sounds like so. I noticed that when I first added the button to this sheet, we didn't use it for a couple months because we weren't really using the camp tab, at least not for anything but like listing our NPCs. But I did notice more recently that there were some coins and bars there. So maybe someone emptied their inventory.
Hang on.
into the
Okay.
camp.
So this is how it started. You all see the first page of the party treasury right now?
Yep.
So
Yeah.
we have AU coins camp, 4,000. Now you're telling me those are different from the coins that are currently in the camp that say coin gold
Mhm,
4322? Are those two different amounts?
I don't know.
Or which cell are you at?
Yeah, because that one does say camp.
Party
so
treasury.
that's-
Like
You're
the
right.
first
Yeah,
one.
I don't know. I haven't.
Okay, yeah, I see the way you're green.
Yeah.
I think all
Yeah.
the other stuff might be fine though, but like the AU coin, the 4,000, might
Yeah.
be in the camp. Like
Okay,
actual
so
camp, not
that is a
bag of holding.
duplicate right there.
It's probably.
Okay.
I don't know why it got recorded that way, but
All right, so I'm gonna
Yeah.
get rid of that.
Yeah, but I think like and also Uslog's gold bars. They might be
Is it a duplicate? Where is the 10,000?
See, I thought you guys grabbed platinum. I didn't even know if you grabbed any gold.
Oh yeah.
No, it was me and Glenn grabbed combined 10,000, 100%, and
Yeah.
then I separately went and started like shoveling, in my mouth, different like platinum bars on top of it. But I only grabbed like 17, like where like 10, like it was not a significant amount of platinum. Most of it, my weight was gold.
All right. Well, we'll get back to that in a second. So the gold bars right now, Arapel and Uslog, can I delete those? Or are those in like a bag?
If you're moving them to the camp, then you can delete them,
Yeah,
right?
moving to the camp because Uslog does not have gold bars in her
Well-
personal inventory.
I believe they're in the camp because I have 57 gold bars in the camp right now, which would be 35 plus 22.
See,
Add 4 from Glenn.
I'm not clear on who moved stuff into camp and whether they just forgot to move it from the other tab or if it's separate funds. Because
61 from Glenn. Yeah, it's kind of
Call Chomsky in. You gotta call it for
call
consulting hours.
Chomsky. You're like Chomsky, your accounting records, they're off.
It's time for consult.
We gotta do an audit. Gotta look at some
Yeah.
receipts here. All right, so I think that's taken care of. So I'm gonna delete those.
Please don't delete the descriptions.
I won't delete the descriptions. I'll just delete the location and the.
The descriptions just disappeared.
Oh, I see what you're saying. The currency.
It's fine. I'll put in like copper, silver, gold, or something, and we can use that
maybe
going
we should
forward.
just not use
Our
this right now.
chemistry teacher put the AU and PT stuff in.
Yeah. All right. What about the Arapel Platinum Bars 17?
If the party told me to carry them, then I'm carrying them.
I think those are mine.
I was
I
just
think
gonna
those are
say,
mine, and I
yeah,
gave
those
it to for her bag of holding. That's the
Yeah, those
intention of that.
But is it okay if we move them to camp?
But
I
grand
think
total,
so,
there should be
yeah.
only 17. That I remember. Grand total, we don't have that many platinum bars. It's just that amount.
All right, let's move
Okay.
them to camp then. So I'll put them. Let's see, platinum bars. Oh, they're already in camp. All right.
So that's a dupe.
So that's
That's definitely a dupe then.
Oh,
Yeah,
well,
we'll
I
just have to
deleted
be really
the,
careful with this going forward.
Yeah. All right. So, and I think that's it. I think. Well, you said you guys were looking for 10,000 gold somewhere.
I'll check my sheet again, but I definitely let me check.
Yeah, I offloaded mine because I don't.
I do not have any gold on my sheet right now. We have Gary 100%. We had 10,000 gold that we grabbed from the vault. 100%.
How many bags of holding does the group have?
Now 2.
2.
2.
Yeah, we don't have Chomsky's anymore. It's just still in.
Yeah,
I just didn't
Uslog
remove
has
that.
one.
All right.
Yeah, and
Is it-
Arapel's was his
Arapel
starting.
is.
Arapel's was his starting item.
Because what we could do to simplify this, because like the weight your camp can carry is kind of dependent on your laborers, and you guys don't have that many. But if we just said they're carrying the bags of holding, that could just add to the carrying capacity of the camp.
Well, but we often use the bags of holding
'Cause-
in our
Yeah,
adventure.
yeah, because I think we
Yeah.
need to carry them with us so that when you're
Also,
leaving stuff,
mine
we
is also Arapel's is integrated into his body.
can-
True. Because the problem is the camp has 800 pounds right now, and it should only be able to carry 400.
Well,
'cause we don't have that
that's
many people.
probably why we still had that stuff in our bags of holding and hadn't moved it to camp.
Yeah, so maybe we should keep it in the sheets, maybe?
Can we just hire more laborers?
Yeah, I was gonna just say we do that. We hold tryouts, guys. It's time for tryouts. We need bodyguards and laborers.
Usually in the cities, you could
Yeah, because
pretty
Uslog's
easily.
bag
All
of
right.
holding can hold a lot more
All right.
stuff. So when we put some of that stuff in bags of holding.
Yeah, we should probably just make like a bag of holding section on the sheet. Well, all right. Let's just move forward. We'll just like give it a pass for now because we kind of got surprised by
Does
this.
someone
and I don't
record
wanna-
that there's 10,000 gold somewhere?
That was the only thing. I was just like, as long as I know that there's 10,000 gold somewhere.
All right. So we're gonna. You guys are claiming you got 10,000 gold that never got recorded.
Yeah, I guess so. Because I deleted it from my sheet.
Was there anything else that you got that
It-
didn't get recorded?
A ring of 3 wishes.
Like actually?
Did we ever open the unopened chest from Nedric's bedroom that we have?
It's still in the I think the very bottom of the inventory has like like an unknown section where we were putting unidentified stuff. Yeah, it's still sitting there.
Oh, okay, yeah, okay. Just nice. We should.
Yeah, in fact,
Yeah.
Eric's carrying it,
Alright.
and there is not a weight recorded because we weren't given a weight. So
All right. So I'm just gonna add 10,000. I'm hoping
Okay.
you guys are being honest.
I
Assuming you
am.
are.
I promise.
Hopefully that's taken care of now. And how many bags holding do we have?
There's 2, Uslog and Arapel.
Okay. So with that, we could be able to cover all this weight. So at least until we hire more people, we'll just be vague about where some of this stuff is being kept, because the camp weight is now at 1,000, and we only have 400 with the 4 people.
Yeah,
That's
I could
okay.
definitely put some of those bars in Uslog's bag of holding. So.
I think that's why we had
D&D
distributed
logistics
stuff.
version.
I think that's why we had distributed stuff between Uslog and I, was
Yeah.
because we knew that the camp couldn't carry it.
Yeah, the lower level groups have all this kind of sorted because they got their camps
Plus,
built up in
What about
in town.
because we got a bunch of NPCs, like about Boulder Bottom and Drevo, like they can carry some of this shit.
Where the carrying capacity comes from.
That's
the 400
true, we have
pound
some-
carrying capacity.
Yeah, we do. have
Oh,
some
you're talking about
NPCs.
the people beyond just the laborers,
I was
yeah.
gonna say, it's like if we're paying 11 gold per day, it can't be just for 4 laborers. It's got to be all these damn NPCs too.
Well, they're specialists.
Mostly.
They don't usually carry stuff. They like do missions and stuff for you. But sure, we'll see.
It looks like we've got a few that we're getting for free right now. They haven't started asking for an income yet.
Not yet. They just joined you. All right, enough of this logistics crap. Let's go slay some dragons or something.
Yeah.
So we are, we have Glenn as scribe, and Uslog as the previous scribe. Can you give us a recap of what happened
Yeah, I'll
last
skip
time?
over some stuff at the beginning just because. So they found Uslog in turtle form, apparently turned into a turtle by Aranye. No one knew exactly what spell it was, so we just continued to explore the tower. We found a door labeled Alchemy Lab, and Malin convinced Glenn to let him knock it down, which of course did not make Aranye Hollowhand very happy. He burst in through the door, demanding to know who broke it, and yeah, we proceeded to have a bit of a conversation with them. However, Glenn kind of calmed him down, and Aranye disappeared with Malin's gauntlets, apparently. So we looted the room because that's a good response to that. Took a bunch of alchemy supplies. Let's see. So that was some recording stuff. Oh, we found a cache in the floor with a mystery liquid, bottle of mystery liquid, and I think there was a mysterious ring in there as well that we later identified as a ring of mind shielding. At that point, the power turned back on, and the voice that we heard when we first entered the tower warned us that Hollowhand was trying to take over the tower and possibly attempting to move it. And then the power went off before we could ask any questions. So we decided to rest the rest of the day because we couldn't get past the force wall, and we had a bunch of items to identify. So we took some time to do that, and Slavic helped to identify the belt as a belt of dwarven kind. Glenn took it. And the ring was the ring of mind shielding, which Arapel took. And then the vial that we found was a solution conveniently concocted to dissolve force effects. So we decided to try that out on the force wall in the morning. While this was happening, Uslog had a conversation with her smithing instructor, Ichabod, and Hollowhand appeared to Glenn, because apparently Glenn was the most respectful of all of us. Yeah, according to him. So Glenn chose to speak to him telepathically, but he later told us that he had explained everything to Hollowhand that we knew about the Shadowlords and the Rune Masters, and what we had learned of us being Zatian. He told him about Thovik, our Rune Master Lich buddy. And Hollowhand insisted Malik could not be a Shadowlord, which was interesting, but we have heard that before. And then there was only 7 followers of the Red Wizard, and there could not be 8. Glenn assured Hollowhand that our group was decidedly against the Shadowlord's methods for getting to Nightweather, and Hollowhand told him that stopping Gaivok would ensure the cataclysms would occur. Aranye was aware that the Zatian had always chosen to let the world burn when it came down to it. But Glenn said perhaps the Zatian of the past learned something that makes them believe letting the world burn was the best option, but we don't plan on it. He told Hollowhand that the number of sacrifices needed to even have a chance of stopping the cataclysm was unacceptable. Gaivok may believe he's doing the right thing, but we won't stop trying to find a better way. Let's see. Glenn asked about the simulacrums of Hollowhand the group had encountered in the past, but could tell from Aranye's response that he believed he's the true Hollowhand, and has no knowledge of any simulacrums. With a final warning not to break anything else in the tower and an agreement to meet with us in the morning, the gnome disappeared yet again. In the morning, we waited for our meeting with Hollowhand, and Malin talked with Gavrex. Once they got past their posturing, they got onto the subject of other dragons that Gavrex knew of, specifically the Elder Red Dragon who ruled over the skies of Roa Halls. As they spoke, Uslog recalled the only other dragon she had allied with, which was a once red turned shadow dragon that she knew as Xana. But Gavrex froze when she said that and asked if she meant Xanathor. That sounded about right, although we had only ever known her as Xana, and Uslog told him as much. and that she was still alive, and last she saw was still in Issyk. Gavrix didn't take this too well and ended up sulking in his room the rest of the morning. But yeah, at that point, Hollowhand showed up and confessed that he had gained control of much of the tower when we asked. He asked us why he should help us if it ensures the cataclysms would occur, as he's still convinced that that is what we too will choose in the end. In order to gain his trust and hopefully learn more about his intentions and the extent of the control of the tower, the group reluctantly agreed to a round of detect thoughts. Arapel suggested this be done in a zone of truth so that we too may rest assured we are not being lied to. Arapel was understandably uncomfortable with this. However, at the moment, we saw no other way to de-escalate things with Hollowhand and assure he allowed us to remain in the tower. Though he is only one small gnome, I don't see direct confrontation with him ending in our favor. Arapel became especially uncomfortable when they noticed Hollowhand do something a little different while casting the detection magic, and inquired respectfully in the spirit of academic curiosity as to what technique he was using. Aranier admitted he modified the spell so he could see more than was typically granted by the basic spell. Regardless, we all submitted to the magical interrogation, and Hollowhand was appeased, saying he was now sure of our intentions, that they were to stop the cataclysms. Arapel had also focused their mind on memories of the other Aranya Hollowhands we had encountered, yet Hollowhand did not acknowledge this. When Arapel brought it up, the mage became increasingly agitated, and the more Arapel pressed. Some in the group observed that this was as if the mere mention of this triggered a response outside of Hollowhand's control, like some sort of magical programming. This confirmed our suspicion that there's something bigger at work here than just the temperament of an ornery gnome. We will need to take a different approach if we are to get answers. While we let this stew, we continue to explore, bypassing the force wall with the use of the concoction. Malin went one way, the rest of us the other, nothing new there. We came to a three-way corner, and to the east, the hallway seemed to kind of blur, like a partially realized illusion. We decided not to go that way, but to the west, the hallway eventually gained the same blurry effect. We decided to wait at the corner for Malin to come back around, and kind of wondered what mischief he was getting up to. Meanwhile, Malin had come to a door labeled the control room, fetched Diddy, who was intrigued by the idea of a locked door, and tried to lockpick the door, only to be accosted by Hollowhand. She considered disregarding this warning, but Malin got to her to back down by telling her that the gnome was the one responsible for Uslog's turtle form. That's where we ended. A lot happened that session.
Yeah, thank you for that recap.
Sorry it was so long.
No, that's fine. This is the 42nd of spring at, actually it's a little bit more than 8 a.m. at this point. I think it's like 8:30. But yeah, what do you all want to do? There's a couple of different areas to go to.
Well, we are still waiting for Malin to catch up, I'm guessing, unless he's caught up.
Yeah, what are Malin and Diddy doing? Are you there, Malin?
He's muted,
Well.
looks like.
Alright, well, while we're waiting for Malin, what about the rest of you? Are we just waiting for Malin to get there?
Yeah. Do we know if this hallway is an illusion, or if it's just because we kind of determined? I think Eli determined a few sessions ago that a lot of what we were seeing inside the tower of like the architecture was kind of like an illusion.
Yeah, it
or
seemed
magically
almost like
altered.
malleable space.
Yeah.
Like unfinished somehow.
Okay. Yeah. So what happens if we like throw something over there?
What are you throwing?
I'm gonna throw. I don't want to throw the fart rock. A hand axe.
Alright,
throw a
where are
hand
you
axe.
throwing it?
Down the hall to where it first starts looking blurry.
All right, go ahead and move your
Uslog
token.
investigates.
Show me where you're doing this.
Oh, we have the tokens on the board. Okay. So it was, where was it? Here, down here that it started looking blurry?
Yeah, so there are several doors, and this one, and this one all look kind of. Oh wait, I'm not showing. This
ones?
this one, and this one all look blurry to you.
Oh.
The three to the, or the two to the north and the one to the west. Kind of like space is distorted around them. It's very odd looking.
Uslog will throw a hand axe at the big door.
Alright, so you hurl a hand axe. It seems like it strikes the door. As it hits the kind of warped space, it looks warped for a moment, but then it falls to the ground looking normal.
Okay.
And let's see. You have smithing, or you're learning smithing, right?
Yeah, I'm like halfway there. Yeah, I'm a novice still. Apprentice? I don't know.
Give me an Well, go ahead and give me an intelligence or wisdom check. Your choice.
Ooh, okay. Wisdom I can do.
You might notice something.
No.
All right. So, yeah, you don't know.
Big portal.
I guess you pick up the hand axe and just kind of shrug.
Sure. Yeah, I'll stash it back in there and try to smooth out any notch I made in the door.
How would you? Well, are you going to put your hands on where it's distorted?
Well, it seemed solid. So yeah, I would.
All right. So you put your hands there, and as you do, it feels sort of strange as your hands start to look a little distorted as well. Give me a Constitution save.
This is how Uslog investigates. If anyone wants to jump in, feel free.
So
I'm on the other side.
You're smoothing out the chip in the wood, and you start to feel almost like pins and needles in your hand, as if they're going a little bit numb. Do you want to keep smoothing, or just kind of back off?
No, she would stop. She would stop.
Yeah, something was weird about touching the space that was distorted, almost like it was distorting your body a little bit beyond what you saw.
I'll report my my findings.
All right. Although Hollow Hand didn't seem to mind you chipping his door, or at least maybe you didn't notice that.
Okay. Maybe don't mention that to him.
All right. So yeah, what else do you want to do?
What do you all make of that
I'm not there.
strangeness?
Oh, are you back, Malin?
Yeah.
Alright, so I was asking, what were you and Diddy doing after leaving this door here?
Oh, we were gonna go to the second door, like over here, and
Alright,
do that.
so she'll check out that one using lockpicking. And she would indeed get that one open. She says, I don't think there are any traps, and she quickly stands back, kind of gesturing for you to open it.
Okay. Sublime work as usual. Let's see what we got. Yeah, I'm gonna go in.
So, you open the door, revealing a library of some kind.
Oh.
Bookshelves are all around you, stacking from the floor to ceiling. This is about a 20-foot room, so these are very high bookshelves. And
Wow.
You would notice like a rolling ladder to the north here that would probably be used to reach books on some of the higher shelves.
I'm gonna like peek my head out, like, you know, in a cartoon, you just peek the head out the door, like, hey guys, there's a cool library here. Who wants to go to read some books?
I think that you all should check out the books and let me know if you find anything cool.
Not a fan of reading.
I know that there is really important knowledge in the books. It's not
Yeah, the library looks
my strong suit.
fairly clean for how long it's been abandoned. But there are a lot of books in here.
We should see if there's any that mention, Shadowlords.
Yeah, I was thinking the same. All right, I'm gonna.
This just doesn't have the patience for reading it more than.
Well,
anything.
actually, wait. So while I still have Diddy with me, is there? What door is this? That's next to Glenn.
That one is also marked control room.
So this is all control room. So Ranier's gonna throw a little hissy fit. Where did we unlock all the doors we wanted to besides the control room?
Well, there's the blurry doors.
There's the blurry doors. There's also the eastern door. The one on the other side of the control room.
Oh, let's go over there. Just go over there with her.
You head around. Is anyone going with you?
Sure. Where did he go? Oh, there.
To the other side of the control room area.
We're saying this one's unlocked.
This one's in. Oh, that's the library. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the library there. So,
Right.
I guess Glenn, yeah, you would notice a support pillar in the middle of the library with a bunch of runes etched on it. This looks like it might be some sort of magical effect. You might know something. Actually, I should have asked Malin too. Do you have Arcana training?
I don't think so.
Alright.
Let me check real quick.
I know, Glenn, you have Jack of all trades,
Yeah.
No, I don't.
so you might know something here.
Man, where's Eli when we need him?
No. This work crap. Alright, 21. So yeah, you remember reading something about old Rune Master inscriptions, and you think these are meant for preservation purposes. This is a pretty common design in many of the like what archaeologists found in some of the older ruins. Some of them, even though the rest of the place was like completely destroyed, they'd uncover these chambers that were in perfect condition thanks to some of these runes. So this might be helping to preserve the books in here. No, not super interesting. Just a little tidbit.
Okay.
Actually, there is no light in here. At least there should not be right now. So yeah, what do you want to do?
I guess I'll look around at the book, see if anything sticks out, especially for what we're looking for on how to stop the Shadowlord.
Alright, so you start spending time kind of looking around the library. I'm going to flash over to Arapel, who's just kind of standing in the hall. Are you up to anything?
I would just be kind of trying to keep an eye on everyone. Sorry, I'm.
Okay. So were you following Glenn or more like with the other two?
Which way did they go?
Glenn went here, and Uslag and Malin went there.
I guess I would follow the majority.
Alright. So you see Diddy there. Looks like she's getting ready to attempt to pick this. She says,
Wait.
well, at least that annoying little gnome isn't getting on my case for opening these doors.
For now.
Oh, sorry, it's a sneeze. Does anyone speak Dwarvish?
Arapel?
Yeah, I do.
Alright,
I
so
think there's someone else who does too,
this
but, yeah.
door is marked as the Hollow Point room.
Ooh. Read that aloud.
Sounds like a cool name.
Have we told you about the hollow points?
No.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so I assume that the group would have told you that the Therian Rune Masters had a network of transportation, like teleportation.
Oh, gotcha.
And we used some of those teleportation points that we've discovered in other ruins throughout the adventure.
Mhm.
Okay.
I'm sure,
And
that would have
the
been shared in the campfire.
yeah, there are ways. That's the way to access Demi as well, right? Which,
Mhm.
right? Don't you have to speak to Demi using those?
Yeah,
It's been so
the
long.
Yeah.
demis can be usually talked to
Yeah.
through the hollow points, as they're kind of
Well,
the
that's-
keepers of them.
Maybe we should, enter and see if we can interface with the demi of this place.
Yeah.
It may or may not be, under Iranye's control at this point, or Hollowhand's control.
Yeah. You and Malin have like the key thing or the stones, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
we both have
Okay.
hollow point tokens. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, I guess I'd
Alright.
go let Glenn know that's what we're doing over here.
Did he say
Wait.
so?
Yes.
I can pick this open.
Enjoy your reading.
Yeah. All good. All good. I mean, at some point, we could, we can end up going into the control room, but not now. Heists take a while. If you get my drift.
So she has a little bit of trouble, but does manage to get it opened. She says, "Alright, I don't see any traps, so we should be good to go." Though I will mention, I'm not the best at finding traps. That has never been
I
my
will-
strong suit.
It's okay. I fling the door open.
Do
Give me
a
a con save.
perception.
DC 20.
I'm gonna flash a genius myself.
Alright, so you feel kind of strange as there's a flash of energy from the door. But luckily it doesn't seem to affect you as you spend your flash of genius.
No problem, guys.
The room that this opens up to is quite interesting. So you do see your usual obsidian pedestal in here,
Oh.
but there's also some other stuff. You would notice two of the enemies you fought outside just kind of sitting in here like motionless to the north and south of the teleportation circle. You would also notice 4 other circles where inside of them it almost seems like time has stopped. Like it's completely like static and like in some kind of stasis. And they seem to be portals going to different places. But they seem like they are frozen currently.
Interesting. Very interesting.
What do you want
It
to
seems
do?
like a room that a wizard would really appreciate.
I mean, I'm gonna go inspect the design of the dragon, I guess.
Alright, so you walk up to the dragon that was kind of burning you guys outside, taking a look at it. The 3-headed clockwork dragon is something of be very impressive to you, as you are an artificer, and this is like a mastery of mechanical and magical prowess to build something like this. It currently just sits there motionless, like it almost like it doesn't even see you, or it's like a decoration. But you're pretty sure that with the right command word, this thing would just come to life and attack you.
Interesting. Okay. All right. Well, what's
Of course, to the
this?
south, you see the other
And-
one that was firing
yeah.
massive amounts of magic missiles down on the group, which is also just
May
kind of
I-
sitting there.
May I remind you that we once visited a similar room that had golems of stone guarding a hollow point, and when we interacted with the point, they came to life. That may not be the case here.
I
but-
remember that.
In this case, we're probably okay because the tower welcomed us in, and if
Yes, this is
Yeah.
the hollow point here, so we should probably wait for us all to be together before we
who
interact
will
with it.
who wants
What's
to
this thing on the side of the wall? Like these things?
I
Those are
unfortunately-
tapestries. They look like decorations. Yeah, it doesn't seem like there's much going on there.
Are
Just
these all
picture-
constructs, or is there something different in some of these?
Those are like teleportation.
Those
These are
are portals that are stuck in stasis
gotcha.
fields.
Oh, cool.
So
Do
they
they look
seem like they go to different places. But let me cut back to Glenn for a moment. So Glenn, you're kind of looking around the library for anything of use, right?
Yeah.
Give me an investigation.
I mean, I was gonna head over to the library right after, but
So you find like a kind of a table and a chair, or several chairs, where there's a bunch of books kind of stacked up next to it on the floor. And on the table, there are a bunch of scrolls, like parchment papers containing, looks like some kind of journal or recording of some kind of project that these rune masters were working on. It looks like they were attempting to gather some sort of items. Give me a history check. See what you know about this.
Let's see.
Not too much. Well, the project here. Actually, do I have notes on this I can give you? Give me one moment. Okay, good. I did pick these up. So one of them you look at looks like a letter from one of the rune masters to another. Something about completing the portals he had asked for. I'll reveal it to you in a moment. This is Glenn. This is what it says.
Alright.
And there.
You send it?
Did you see it?
I think you might just. I just ended up switching over my tablet. Could you just copy paste it one more time? Sorry.
Yeah. Let me try
Okay.
this. You saw that one, right?
Oh, yep. There we go.
All right. There is another one. I'm just reading it over really quick to make sure it's the right one. So there is another piece of paper that seems like it's a bit older that you pull out of the pile. Might be of some significance.
Ooh, another mysterious note.
Here, there is another one. These seem to be from different times, like missives between some of the rune masters who had stayed behind and protected this place after the cataclysm. Oh, ignore that, Malin. That wasn't supposed to go to you.
I know what you're talking about. Okay.
Here, it's supposed to go to Glenn. There you go, Glenn.
Okay.
So as you're looking at those, Malin, who said he was coming to get you, right?
Yeah, I was gonna head over to the
So
library.
I'll say you enter the room behind him.
Hey, Glenn. Find anything interesting? Yep.
Alan.
It's you and me, Uslog. As everyone walks away.
Yeah, I'm just like, wow, I remember these things. They called me a human person. That was my designation. I wonder what they would call me now. Yeah.
Portal.
that's...
Portal.
No, I'm not a turtle.
But go ahead, Malin. What were you saying?
Right.
Oh yeah, I just I asked Glenn if he found anything interesting yet, because I was going to start searching also.
Malin. And he would show Malin second note. Say, look, this note from Thovek references lore from the lair of Guyvok after his defeat.
Oh, that's interesting.
There's supposed to be apparently forbidden texts that were locked away, but they apparently were thinking of unsealing them because they were growing desperate, it looks like. It mentions that it's in the library. I'm hoping they mean this library. Somewhere around here might be text from and records from Guyvok himself from before his defeat. That might
Interesting.
prove something valuable. Can you help me, sir?
Oh, of course, but to be honest, I don't feel like this is the forbidden section of the tower. I mean, like, obviously, I think we should, like, we came here to search for anything and everything, so I'm going to get to searching, but I have a feeling we have to also search for a way to get past those blurry whatnots. That seems to be a good guard against accessing forbidden knowledge.
It also mentions there's a note here about 4 portals, and that it looks like they were trying to gather some items, thinking that would lead them to Nether Nightweather. He kind of shows them the first note.
Oh, the 4 portals in the other room. Okay.
Oh, okay. Well, that was easy.
Yeah, there's 4 portals. They seem to be like frozen in time. Yeah, they're with that mechanical dragon and that flying golem. And they're deactivated, but yeah, it's a hollow point room.
It sounds like we might need to go into the hollow point room or the control point room to reactivate them. Then it sounds like whatever they were looking for, they thought were on the other end of those 4 portals.
What were they looking for in those portals?
I'm not really sure. They're looking for some items of constant. Are the constant items? I'm not really sure what they're referencing. Unfortunately, they don't get any more specific.
All right. I mean, let's search this library, to the top bottom to the brim, and then we have to figure out how to get past those defenses to go down the hallway. Because I think there should be even more knowledge. This is a nice big library place, but I think there should be even more for an ancient tower of incalculable knowledge.
I'm sure there are. Could you go get the rest, and maybe we could, spend a half an hour or something looking through this library so we can get it done quick, and then figure out what to do about those portals.
I go outside real quick and holler, "Hey guys! Hey, come over here!"
You guys. Okay. Yeah. All right. Let's go.
Alright, so you leave the hollow room for the time being.
Yeah.
Heading over to the library.
Yep. Okay.
So, I mean, spoiler alert, but it looks like there might be some forbidden knowledge that Guyvok might have had, and it might be in this library. So,
yeah,
That sounds
I mean, this is why we came.
like it would be too easy, but
yeah, I don't think it's in this room, but I mean, honestly, we're off to a good start. I mean, like Glenn was telling me before, we just search this library top to bottom, go through everything we can't find, and I mean, obviously, first thing we're trying to search for is Shadowlord knowledge or our Rune Master knowledge. But if there's any text on how to get past, the blurry hallways, we should also take a look into that definition here.
Are any of our NPCs scholarly that we could also set to the task since it's a large library?
Oh, we've got our
Slovak?
wizard. We've got our wizard friend.
Slovak. That's
Slovak would be
Because
more than
I-
happy to help. He is amazed at this
not
place.
sure.
and will
I can help
happily
bring books
research.
to people
lays-
and reach the top shelves.
Okay.
He lays the notes out on the table and calls for Arapel and Slovak to come over and read them.
That's
I
the
don't know.
blurry way, Arapel. You start
Okay.
to disappear. Oh, but you walk back, luckily. Wow, wow, wow. Arapel's
Sorry, I was-
like, where are we?
Left you behind.
So, I
Guys.
mean, I'm up and down from my desk, but yeah, Arapel would have followed.
Alright. So yeah,
So, yeah.
Slovak, anyone else you're asking to help?
I'd say Slovak and Arapel specifically, he would show the notes that he found to both of them about the portals and the items, and Guyvox sealed away research.
Hang on.
and
I
everything.
feel like I gotta get Slovak a picture. I've been
Mhm.
neglecting his picture. He was an
Yeah,
elf,
let's-
right?
I think it's important that we scour the knowledge here, but of course it will take some time. So the question is, do we want to just stay here for a while and hope that we are not interrupted, or do we want to leave some at this task and possibly, I don't know, there could be danger in leaving others here if we are not around? Should they? I don't know. What do you guys think?
I think we just. I'm a depth first search type of guy, and let's just let's search like completely top to bottom, clear this room out, see if there's anything valuable, and then we keep going.
Actually, well, okay. I guess Lou, is this what's the size of this library in terms of because I know downtime projects usually it takes a week to do research.
This library is very large. Like I said, the ceiling is up at about 20 feet, and they have those big, ladder stairways that you use to reach the higher books.
Okay,
So,
so it's the whole party we're
quite
working
a
at.
massive library.
If the whole party and the whole camp worked at it, how much time do we need?
You could just start working on it and see, because you're looking for what exactly?
First is Shadowlord knowledge. Second is Arch-Rune Master, anything like Arch-Rune Master, if it's mentioned, knowledge. And third is anything about this actual tower, how to navigate this tower.
Night weather.
I think also night weather or
Sure.
even Therian technology, like the hollow points and stuff.
Okay. Sorry, give me one moment.
Those are the keywords.
I say we find any books that are relevant and stack them into those 4 sections, and then we just start going through each stack one by one, or dividing up the stacks and going of those books. That's how we can organize ourselves.
If there's anything, Uslag would also be keeping an eye out for anything about permanent polymorph stuff.
For her current predicament.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. This is a little personal side project.
What? You're not paying attention to the main mission? How could you?
Will this be?
I trust that you all are gonna find that.
Will this be in intelligence roles like normal research, or is this something different?
Yeah, this would most likely use intelligence.
Oop. Glad we have our little wizard dude, but I guess some of us have. Yeah, Arapel's not int-based, so.
Same.
I guess. Well, no, because it takes us a
I
while.
c-
I can't do guidance or enhanceability.
I can read, but when it comes to comprehending Yeah. not
Does it
so
help
much.
any if we employ strategies like the less intelligent people are just like skimming like book titles and synopsises and like putting things in a
I can
pile
make
that more intelligent
stacks.
people need to look at closer?
Stacks of things that look like, that seem like they have, similar topics.
Right. It's a
Just
research
to
assembly line.
help speed things along.
It's a research assembly line.
Yeah. I can reach the tallest shelves, although there's ladders. So,
Alright,
yeah.
just looking through my notes here. Alright, so we're going to start working on that. I guess I'd say if you're going to just start looking around the library, go ahead and give me intelligence, unless you have something else like skill-wise that would help here, or like background or something. Like something that would help with research.
Do like any skills like arcana or religion or that kind of stuff?
For research, it would probably just be more straight intelligence.
Okay.
Unless, like I said, there's something that would give you like a lot of experience using libraries or doing research.
My god values knowledge. That's but I'm not particularly intelligent.
Alright, so we got 18, 11, 10. Alright.
Not low rolls.
So, you do notice that the, I'll say Glenn, since you were kind of looking at those papers near the table, you would notice some of the books here seem kind of like they might be about forbidden topics. Like maybe these are some of the books they took out of the basically the section where they had a lot of the forbidden knowledge stored. It seems like one of them talks about the clash with the Shadowlord. If you start looking through it.
Okay, I would definitely keep that one then.
Give me, I guess, an intelligence check. As you're kind of paging through it, let's see if you discover anything interesting. 11. Alright. So, one of the secrets that you find in this book seems to be a recipe. I'm not sure, the group might have this one already. Do you have the recipe for necrotic resist potions?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
you do have that already, alright. So there's information on how to make those. There's also information on how to put that enchantment on armor, like necrotic resist armor. Do you have that recipe?
Ooh.
That we definitely don't.
Alright, so yeah. Looks like it can enchant armor or masterworked armor.
Not
That's what
magical armor.
Ichabod and
Well, it
Slug
would
were
make
discussing the other day.
it would make it magical, but you can't have multiple magical enchantments on the same piece.
Right, that's what I mean. We couldn't put it on something else that's already like rare or something.
Yeah, like you couldn't put it on a +3 set unless it was like +3 masterwork, but not +3 magical.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
So yeah, if you don't have that recipe, you can add it to your recipes.
Yeah, I would love
Necrotic resist armor.
to share that with Ichabod.
All right.
Just like discuss it with him at some point.
And honestly, like, even if it isn't magical or isn't the best armor, it's not a bad one for the party to have, like, in storage. If we go someplace where we're like, hey, we need this. if we made it, you know, if we made that armor.
Yeah. All right. Let me take some notes here. We found that. Malin. You're looking through one of the books which might have potential. Give me another intelligence check.
Oh!
Ooh,
I've locked in, guys.
Locked in.
got the focus going on.
Open sesame.
We need to find a recipe for Javelin of Lightning.
Yes, please.
So the book talks about this one that was kind of in the forbidden books pile. Talks a little bit about the encounters with the Shadowlord after it was discovered that one of the people from the tower had been working with him to create these soul stones behind the back of the rest of the tower. It talks about some of the research that they did into a ritual of binding that had to be specifically modified to bind the Shadowlord, who would usually be immune to such magics. So you may have hit the jackpot with this.
Oh,
It's a boring book. I don't need this. I throw it out. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Perfect
I'm
Save
kidding.
that one.
I'm kidding. I was like, guys, guess what I found?
The ritual itself requires the Shadowlord to be incapacitated but not defeated, as defeating him causes him to return to the, to the Shadowfell. But if he is incapacitated before dying, this ritual can be done using 100,000 Maho of components, and it will bind him into a prison which he will not be able to escape from. This must be how they did it originally.
But how would someone bust him out? Like,
Huh?
does it say how someone would be able to break out of this binding?
Go ahead
Meddling
and give me
adventurer?
another intelligence check.
I mean, because we've experienced firsthand how it can break out of the binding.
Yeah, Uslag whistles innocently. So it doesn't seem like the Shadowlord himself has much of a way or a chance of breaking out, but unfortunately, the ritual itself can easily be disrupted simply by breaking the seals of the imprisonment, which anyone can do. Like, if you just, scuff them, it will undo the magic. So, unfortunately, it would have to be someplace that was well defended if you wanted to keep him from becoming free.
This is all talks about. I mean, do they mention Guyvok by name, or just if you're they just talk about Guyvok, right? They don't mention Malik at all.
So mostly it talks about the Shadowlord, but in some of the entries he is referred to as Guyvok.
But there's definitely
What I'm interested in is how did Malik become a Shadowlord? This is helpful and all, but this is not a permanent solution because someone can just
to hold him.
Yeah, it says that as far as they know, there's no way to kill him because defeating the body he's part of just returns him to the Shadowfell, which does take him a while to reconstitute, but then he'll just be back later.
I asked the party. Remind you guys, what happened when Malik took Guyvok's power? What happened to Guyvok himself?
We don't know.
He hasn't been
Guyvok,
heard of since.
Yeah, we encountered. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry. It happened long before us or this cycle.
Oh, okay. But Guyvok has not been heard of since.
Both were trapped. Both were trapped. We actually don't know where Malik was when he encountered Galen Blackwater and possessed Galen Blackwater's body. And then we encountered Galen / Malik later. But we were the ones that discovered Guyvok's prison.
Remember that was before your character joined the group.
Yeah, Uslag has told this story many times, though.
We've told the whole story multiple times, but also as you spoke up, Lou, I said the foxgloves were the ones that
Okay, but so that's my asking. We ran into Guyvok, who was imprisoned, released him, and now, but the last person, who's the last Shadowlord we saw?
Guyvok in the Shadowfell.
Yeah, you fought Guyvok to retake the what's it called? That keep.
Twilight.
Yeah.
The Twilight Sanctuary.
Sanctuary.
Oh, you fought Guyvok already, but what was our encounter with Malik?
And I have encountered Malik before.
They fought Malik.
We did the same.
A long time ago, but he hasn't been seen. Yeah, they fought him in Issyk when he opened the vault.
Guyvok tried to convince us to work with him against Malik last we encountered him.
Okay,
Yeah,
I
Malik-
want us to work against Malik. Who
Mhm.
was Meatloaf working for?
the fire giant.
No. That was Froggy.
Oh, it was
Meatloaf was
Meatloaf.
working for the troll
For the boy
woman
giant, she was a servant of Guyvok or Malik?
of
Oh, okay. So you're talking about the troll, the everlasting one thing, right?
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
We don't know who was behind that. We suspect.
Although it's all very
No,
shadowy.
but didn't she say?
Definitely
don't
like
think
a shadow cultist, I feel like.
I
Definitely.
don't
No, but
remember.
she was specifically sent by one of the Shadowlords. I just forgot which one.
Oh.
I didn't remember that.
Did she
I
say
remember
anything
that-
about that to the group?
I'm fairly certain because I wanted to go question her, and then she teleported out.
Yeah, I remember that we got intel somehow that when the everlasting ones are killed using the rituals that create the shadow crystals, the crystals are exponentially more powerful than other creatures.
Yeah, she's like she gave up.
Yeah.
We asked her, and she's like,
So
"Yeah, I'm working
it's-
with this person, and he's trying to go save everybody."
Gotcha. I
I just
didn't
forgot
remember
who.
that, but yeah, we definitely got the intel about that they were behind the. I don't remember if it was Malik or
I think
I-
she may have said the Shadow Lord. I don't think she gave a name though.
okay.
I don't think she specifically said which one.
Huh, that's annoying. Okay. All right. In that case,
Although at that point you could probably now remind me, Uslag, you guys did fight Guyvok for the sanctuary, right? I'm not like going crazy.
We did.
Yeah, I was
yeah,
here for
we
that.
did.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, so you could probably
Yeah, Arapel and
assume
Chomsky and
you know,
were there.
if you took down Guyvok at that point, he might have been reconstituting. So either she was already working for him or she was working for Malik at that point.
Right. Yeah, because that was pretty soon after. I mean, a lot of time passed after we faced Skyvok in the Shadowfell.
Yeah.
Between then and when we encountered the trolls, the everlasting ones. So we don't know how long it takes for a Shadowlord to reconstitute.
see,
So-
I'm curious because
Skyhawk when he was saying, "Hey, let's team up." We should have gotten there.
Yeah,
and-
we should have been like, oh, so how long
We were
does
like,
it take for you to...
okay, answer
Is
me
that a long,
this.
painful process, or...
Uslag, answer me this then. Who, like, in your fight against, Guyvok and Malik, which one did you have more of a tough time against?
Well, we were a little bit more new to the whole thing when we faced Malik, and he had some crazy gems that stole our souls. So I would say, yeah, that was probably the harder of the two.
Yeah, he was trying to absorb their energy into a soul crystal
Yeah.
during the battle.
Mhm. Yeah, a couple of us actually got trapped in one.
Yes.
Yeah.
See, the reason I'm asking is I'm trying to figure out what Malik did. Did he drain Guyvok of his power, or did he just copy the power? Because if one way we could be able to defeat the Shadowlords if there's this ability to drain them of their power. But yeah, if they're just copying the power, I mean, that's not the solution to beating them then.
Right. That is a good
All right,
question.
Well, we have the ritual, so we know what to do. I mean, I think I want to keep exploring through these shelves. Did they when you mentioned the forbidden section? Is there were you saying there's another section where there is specifically forbidden knowledge, and some of those books were brought into here, or this is the place where all the books are?
Well, from what the note said, from what Glenn showed you, it looked like they were mentioning a forbidden section. I was just saying that it also mentioned the books they brought in, which this little stack here might have been those, because they seem like they're referencing like forbidden knowledge.
Okay, so there is an implication that there is another forbidden section. All right, so that's good to know. But I honestly want to keep going through this place until we cleared everything through, because I still want to and there should be books on how to get past those defenses. Yeah, that's my thoughts. If anyone else wants to,
Yeah, I guess Uslag got an 11. Did I find anything?
Not with the few
Useful.
hours you've been looking so far. I mean, there's a
Thought I'd
lot
ask.
of. Are you talking about like being a turtle?
Yeah, maybe. I mean, if I can get that with an 11, yeah.
I mean, there's.
I would focus. I would prioritize obviously the main thing. But if I happen to stumble across anything mentioning like polymorph, then I would
So
investigate further.
far, you have not seen much because most of the stuff on polymorph is about turning into a beast.
Yeah.
I think there's true polymorph. Is that a thing in this?
Yeah, true polymorph is the thing, but it doesn't look. Doesn't this?
Yeah, it's
seems...
not like 3rd edition, I assume. Okay, so yeah, there's some stuff, but you haven't found a good answer yet.
Cool.
So yeah, do you want to just keep looking around for more knowledge, or what do you want to do?
I would just keep pulling down books, stacking them into piles. Probably in a very disorganized way that like makes sense to her, but no one else.
Yeah.
I'm gonna walk by Uslog, and I'll just say, "Good job, keep it up." And he's gonna like pat Total Uslog on the shoulder and cast Greater Restoration.
Oh. She's got her nose like in a book, just like fuming, trying to understand what's going on.
Good question. Does it do anything?
I don't think that would do anything. It's not technically a curse. So yeah, you would, I mean, it would be obvious you're casting a spell unless you're, like, doing it subtly or something. Do you want to use the 100 Maho?
Yeah.
Alright. So I'll say the spell would fail, so it wouldn't use the components. Or the spell slot. You attempt to do it, but it would not affect her. So it doesn't...
Trying to cast the spell to make me better at reading books. I appreciate it, but it's probably wasted on me. But thank you.
He looks kind of disappointed for a second, and he's like, "Oh, no problem." He looked disappointed and puzzled at the same time.
Uslag just puts her nose back in the book. Thanks for the encouragement, though.
Of course, yeah. Anytime.
She's clueless.
Alright.
He's thinking to himself, what the hell?
So some time is, so you're going to keep doing research?
I am, yeah.
Alright, so you're continuing to look around for more info. What exactly are you looking for more of?
I mean, I guess if there's anything on the defenses, on like the blurry defenses, how we can end this tower. How we can, I guess, not.
Yeah, about that. Alright.
Yeah.
Or night weather or the portal.
That too.
Alright. So some time is passing. As you were
And our elf is helping.
Huh?
The elf wizard, remember?
Yeah, he is also looking around, quite happy with this place. But yeah, so some time is passing, and as you were doing that, after about another hour, Hollow Hand would appear. He says, "Listen, all of you, I've made a decision." He says, "I must return to Avalheim and seek counsel. But at this point, I'm a little bit nervous leaving this place in your care, as you just like to chip my doors and try to mine through my walls. So I'll just tell you, even though I'm leaving, nothing is to be broken while I'm gone.
Can we ask you some questions before you leave?
Sure, what do you wish to
Respectfully.
know?
What's the spell that you cast on me?
Huh? Spell I cast on you? What do you mean?
Is it? Oh, well, if you're not sure if you cast a spell, maybe you would be able to tell me about a spell that can turn me into a.
Oh, yes, you were being very rude. I remember now. Yes,
I
I cast a spell on
apologize.
you. He just kind of waves his hand, and you would
Hey,
turn
welcome
back
back.
to normal Uslog. He says, "Don't be rude to people." He says, "Was that all you had to ask me?"
I'm sure the others have questions, but I appreciate it. Thank you.
If we had more time, I would ask about that because I tried Greater Restoration and it didn't work. But no matter. The others mentioned further defenses that we were having trouble getting past. He kind of looks to Arapel and Malin. What about that?
Well, I mean, the blurry hallways.
He
Oh,
says,
those.
Oh, well, there are sections of this tower that, well, I decided to return to their abstract form. He says, mostly dangerous places where the rune masters stored things that should not be uncovered. He says, but this can be restored by using the control room. Although I will not allow much of that to be uncovered, as those texts could be dangerous. He says, but if you use the control room, you should be able to take control of the tower's malleable areas and shape them to your will. He says, but
Noted.
there's nothing much of use up in those areas right now, as most of it has been wiped clean by my magics.
Well, thank you for telling us. Looks around. Does anybody have any other questions for Mr. Hollowhand?
My one question I wanted to ask is if he's willing to share in some capacity the memories that he saw when he was digging up in my cranium.
Is there something specific you wish to know about?
Well, any information would be greatly appreciated, since I don't know anything up until we got reconstituted in this form. I don't know anything, so whatever you'd be graciously willing to share with me, I would be truly appreciative.
He kind of stares at you for a moment. He says, any images I give you may bring about more questions than answers. Your mind has been muddled by someone or something, and even I didn't understand everything I had seen.
I understand. I would be truly grateful, and I promise I will not pest you with anything else any more questions other than what information you give me.
He says, well, like many Warforged, you have been around for a while, and I believe there is a soul attached to you of one that was once living. He says this might have something to do with the parts of flesh that have been grafted onto you. Perhaps they have something to do with that person who fell. I saw much strife and battle in your past. Perhaps you were some kind of warrior. I don't know. He says, I can just give you some of the images I saw, but I like I said, I don't know much about what they meant.
That'll be more than fantastic.
Alright, so he will kind of raise his fingers towards you and do like a little gesture. And you would see several images unlocked in your mind, which we can talk about later.
Okay.
He says, anything else?
One last thing.
Hmm.
Glenn has been thinking about how to approach this diplomatically. I myself wield arcane magic as well, but nowhere near to the expertise of you, of course. So I wanted to, well, I had you here, pick your brain on a particular spell. Just quickly, I had some questions. Do you know of the spell? I mean, I'm sure you do. I don't know why I'm asking, but I'm sure you know you know about the spell simulacrum, right? To make a copy of oneself.
Says, I do, yes.
I know you were able to kind of put your own personal spin on the detect thought spell, and I wondered if simulacrum could be added to or modified as well to kind of maybe change the simulacrum's mood or perception. Could you, for instance, make a simulacrum, for instance, I don't know, when somebody mentioned cottage cheese, the simulacrum would get angry. Or would, something, obviously a very weird and random thing, but just as an example.
He says, this isn't another crazy conspiracy about me not being real, is it?
Oh, no.
Looks
I
a little
was,
suspiciously at you.
I'm very much interested in the spell because, I mean, I would love to have more copies of myself around. It would make work so much easier.
Give me a persuasion check.
Okay.
Technically, we've never said you are not real.
Says magic.
Very real to me.
Well, magic is often malleable. The original spells were created by the great masters who originally bound and what's the word? Bound and brought order to the chaos of the weave. But magic is still malleable at heart and can be made into many different shapes and can serve many different purposes if one is studious or one is very powerful at being able to control the energies of the universe. He says, I'm sure one could make a simulacrum spell that would respond to the word cottage cheese if one really wanted to. But no, I don't have any spell research on such a thing.
He nods. I'm curious if as somebody as powerful as you, and especially that I'm sure has lots of work and research, have you ever thought of making a simulacrum to help yourself with your research? I figure you could learn twice as fast, or does it not work that way?
Give me a persuasion at disadvantage. As he starts to, again, arch an eyebrow at you a little. Says, you seem to be very interested in the simulacrum spell and myself.
Well, I'll be honest. I want to learn. He kind of leans down. I wanted to learn it so I could make a female simulacrum of myself.
He arches his eyebrow even more at that and says, the clone spell or the simulacrum spell, one can make all sorts of magical copies or servants. There are easier spells if you wish magic to serve you, such as the invisible servant, though obviously not as powerful. He says, I don't have that magic to give you, but I'm sure you'd be able to find it given enough time.
Oh, of course, and thank you for letting me pick your brain on the subject.
He says, I'm just curious why you keep asking me about clones and simulacrum spells after your group accused me of being one.
Well, it honestly, it was that line of questioning that made me kind of interested in the spell. I thought to myself, well, if something like that is possible, not that, of course, you are one. Obviously, my friends are fools, but it just made me open to the idea that something like that was even possible. And so, you being the most senior or most knowledgeable arcanist here, no one else I would better ask than you.
Says, I do weave the magics of many, many generations of arcanists. He says the spell power, the knowledge of spells has only grown throughout the various empires and cycles.
Oh, wait. I should ask one thing that came to mind. I found a note, Sovik, mentioning Guyvok's research. I was wondering, we found some notes about the Shadowlords and how to seal them, but I was wondering if you knew anything about Guyvok's research.
He says, I believe we spoke about this already. The Shadowlord wished to find a way back to Nightweather. You told me so yourselves. Most of his research had involved necromantic energies and creating those shadow crystals. Yes.
Oh, I see. I was hoping. I don't know. I guess I was hoping there would be something else amongst his research based on the note I found. But you're probably right. It's probably all things similar to that won't be of much help to us.
As well, I don't know if he'll succeed at his goals, but you and your friends might be able to go where he cannot. He says the Rune Masters here started a project to reach Nightweather. Perhaps you can finish their work.
I did see a note that one of them had written about those portals that they thought there were some items on the other side of them that would lead them to Nightweather. Do you know anything about those portals, or can they be reactivated?
He says, yes, I sealed them in stasis after the Rune Masters failed. I didn't want a bunch of creatures pouring in from the 4 areas they opened, very foolishly. But they can be unsealed using the hollow point. So I'd be cautious about unsealing them. As once they are unsealed, they could be a danger to this tower.
He nods. If we do so, we will make sure to be ready and only do so one at a time.
He says there are 4 portals and 4 items. The items are currently lost in the 4 areas, which would be the Hells, the Celestial Planes, the Shadowfell, and the Astral Plane as the 4 portals that were opened. And the constant weapons that they were seeking were, there was 1 in each of those areas. As they had not yet found new wielders, I assume they are still there.
Ooh.
Oh, wow.
What do the constant weapons do that makes them that special?
He says they are the... What were they called? They are the incarnations of the abstract. They are our people's will made solid within reality. He says they are powerful. They are not to be wielded by the soulless. He kind of gives you all a look. In fact, they are most often enemies to your kind. Still, they could be of use to you if you wish to seek Nightweather.
Well, that's a bummer.
He says, alright, well, is there anything else you wish to know?
Oh yeah, can you identify this? I show him the artifact that I got from Froggy.
Oh, which one is that? Oh, his sigil?
Yeah.
He says, this is a very evil holy symbol. He says, where did you get this?
Oh, I beat up and killed a demigod fraudulent fire giant who wanted to jump us. So we jumped him.
Hang on a sec. Sorry, I just need to check something. He says, "Oh, you slew Farago, avatar of Surtur." He says, "Yes, I'm familiar with Surtur. He is a very evil god, and you should probably get rid of such a relic. But if you do attach that to armor, it will make the armor very evil and very powerful. Still, I don't recommend doing so."
What would it do?
He says, "Well, it would make you very hard to hurt. It would also give you probably immunity to fire, but you would have to deal with Surtur's influence. It would most likely corrupt you and turn you into his new avatar, though you would be very powerful."
Okay.
This is very well. If that is all, I will begin my journey. He says, "You've all been very annoying, but I've grown fond of you. So good luck." He just starts walking out.
Safe travels.
Is anyone else saying anything before he leaves?
What's Surtur do? Do we have anyone who's familiar with Surtur?
With what?
Surtur, it sounds like the name of a god. And as he leaves, the place seems to light up again, as if the power came back on.
Very hard to hurt, immune to fire. That would be very helpful.
Alright, what do you want to do?
I'm swallowing the no, I'm kidding. I'm not gonna do
Swallow it.
that.
We need to bring it back to the fires of Mount Doom and cast it into the fire.
Destroy it? No.
I would recommend for the time
My
being.
precious. No.
It should be stored in the bag of holding until you've decided what you will do. Perhaps.
So yeah, it sounded like it had to be grafted onto armor, and then it would enchant that armor.
So it's not likely to have any influence otherwise?
Yeah, just having it, it just counts as a holy symbol right now.
I mean, I would love to craft it, but turning evil. Oh, okay. I'll think about it. Yeah. I mean, do we want to keep finishing going through this library, guys, and then explore the rest of the place?
I think it might be time to check out the hollow point and the control panel.
Or you wanted to do it immediately? I mean, I thought we would wait until he left, because I think he implied he didn't want us to go there, but he knew we were going to go there, but not so brazenly go
We
there.
don't break anything.
Yeah.
Which might happen if we open the portals, but he's aware that we're going to try that.
Can I quickly find a book about being sneaky in this library?
About being sneaky?
Yeah, it's not for me. It's not for me though.
I mean, you could probably find one. It might take a while though.
Yeah, I'm gonna go find one on that.
Alright.
His log's like doing some stretches. Like, yes.
Yeah,
Or
could you help me
so.
find one real quick? Uslag would be much appreciated.
Find what? Sorry.
I just need to find. I don't care about the contents of the book. I just need to find a book about.
I've
being
been
sneaky.
sorting. Okay, sure.
I appreciate it.
Why are you
Alright,
asking me to sort through more
Give
books?
me we'll sort through more books. Give me another intelligence
But she will.
check.
She will help. An intelligence check?
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, another 11.
Alright, so it takes you another couple of hours. It's now
Oh my
1:30 p.m. when
It's like
you,
so bored.
it's like, oh, so many books.
She's
But
just
you
tossing
do
over.
find a book about stealth techniques. It's in Dwarven, so yeah.
That's okay. I'm gonna.
Actually, I'll say it's in common. I'll say these are all in common because they probably would have been in common.
Perfect. I'm gonna go out in the hallway. I'm gonna take it. Thank Uslag. I'm gonna go out in the hallway. Whistle a little bit, and then say, "Oh, Diddy!"
She comes over. She says, "Yes."
First, I'd like a big thank you for your help before. I got 2 gifts for you. First off, I found a little souvenir for you. I give her the book.
Give me a persuasion check.
God damn, this is starting to fail. Oh, okay.
Okay. She says, "Oh, that's sweet of you. Thank you."
And remember that time I said we're just to wait a little bit and we'd have get to our little prized door, and I give a little wink and point to the control room.
She says, "Oh, can I pick it now?"
Go for it.
She gives a big grin, big mischievous grin. She says, "Oh crap! I can't get through this one." She says,
Now you want to try the different? There's 2 doors on the sides as well.
She says, "Well, they're all the same. Yeah, I'll keep working on it. I'll let you know if I can get through it, but this lock might be beyond me." And she just kind of sits there and keeps messing with it.
I believe in you.
Thank you. Alright, so what does everyone want to do?
Get out of this library.
Not having a good time.
All right.
Glenn will take out his new harp. He'll start playing it, and he'll start singing. Malin and Diddy, the weirdest love story ever told.
You hear Diddy yell, "Shut up, Glenn!" Alright, what's
Malin is a robot, and Diddy is cold.
I still have human parts.
Swear to God, Glenn, she says.
You have the human part you really need, and he winked.
Glenn?
Oh yeah, you could ask you could ask her about it. I go and say that, and I elbow him in the arm. You can ask her about it.
Wait, did we lose Arapel?
No, I'm here.
Okay.
And he turns to Diddy. Well,
Diddy's not here. She's around the corner working on the lock. She just says, "Knock it off, Glenn. I know where you sleep. You have a lot of very valuable-looking items."
we touching my stuff.
Don't touch my stuff. Alright, well, what do you want to do? Uslag, where did Uslag go?
Oh, Uslug's over here. Oh, whoops. Sorry.
She's trying to pick this door.
Yeah, she's in front of the door right now, messing with it. Not having much luck.
Oh, Diddy is.
Can she get another chance if I inspire her?
Not right now. You'd have to have someone else do a check.
Okay, I can. If you stand aside, I can show you how it's done.
She rolls her eyes and steps aside. She says, "Show me how it's done."
He flicks his thieves' tools out from his sleeves, out into his hands, bro. And he's like, "All right, let's do this." I'm gonna use inspiration point.
Alright.
I'll give you a flash of genius. Well, actually, no. I'll spite my character.
Oh,
Well, you didn't need it anyways.
So that would fail.
Oh, what?
Oh.
okay. Now can you
It's a
flash?
really
genius?
hard door.
Is someone going to flash a genius that?
Yeah, I'll flash
The
a
DC
genius
is
then.
30.
Okay, yeah, 'cause that'll give me. You got +3, right?
Oh yeah, I do have +3. Yeah, he's at
Yeah,
30.
because I have advantage. I use
So-
Sorry, he has
inspiration.
advantage.
So
You got
you're you point a few things out to Glenn when he's like, "God damn it, son of a!" And you're like, "Well, what about?" Kind of like explaining it to him a little. And yes, you would finally get it.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And as you manipulate the lock, the door would just slide open, revealing a new room.
All right.
Indeed, he says it doesn't count. He helped you.
Well, he could have helped you.
Says if I had his help, I could have done it too, probably.
Don't worry, you loosened it up for me. We'll say that.
He just rolls her eyes and walks away.
Wait, you don't even want to see what's inside after you opened it?
He's like, he opened it. It's dead to me.
Okay.
Nice work, Glenn.
Thank you.
All right,
And
let's
so
what we got.
inside, you see a pillar with, once again, a bunch of magical symbols around it, as well as a kind of panel around the pillar with some levers and buttons, none of which would make any sense to you.
Can we call
Alright,
Slovak
well-
in here?
Call who?
Slovak.
Sure. So Slovak comes in. He's like, "Oh my god, this place is gets even more amazing." He just kind of looks at all the buttons and levers. He says, "I've never seen
like-
such a mechanism before. What does it do?"
I guess this is supposed to be the control panel, right? Or is this the hollow point?
He says, "The control
is not
panel
the
to
hollow
what?
The tower?
The tower has a control panel?
Yeah.
Oh."
Yeah, we gotta be very careful here.
He says, "Yes. If these buttons manipulate this whole tower, well, it could be very dangerous to interact with."
Wait, can't we
No.
just ask Thovik?
Ask who?
The Rune Master, Thovik.
Oh,
I go over to Glenn, I just like stare him in the eyes. It's like, yoo-hoo, Thovik. You in there?
Oh, the ring?
No.
Well, no. Like, so Thovik has like his whatever thing implanted in Glenn, and he's looking through Glenn as we speak. Because
Yeah.
Irani actually pointed out,
Well-
he's like, yeah, he's watching right now, isn't he?
He hasn't actually answered or talked to Glenn. But yeah, if you walk over to Glenn, yeah, like Glenn would just kind of give you a look, I assume.
Yeah.
You want to
But
give
there's
it a try, Glenn?
There's no answer. Like if you like talk to Thovik through Glenn, like he wouldn't say anything.
You want to give it a try, Glenn? You're much
Probably
more
not watching
diplomatic.
at all times.
I don't think he wants to help us when it comes to the. I think when it comes to this, we're on our own.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, yeah. Go ahead.
Slovak, do you think you could learn how to use this if you study it long enough? Or...
Oh, maybe. I'm very nervous to even touch any of these symbols or runes or levers, but I guess I could try a few things very cautiously. I wouldn't want to break anything.
Because there are some hallways, I guess, inaccessible.
Didn't Aranya say we could shape those hallways, the blurry areas, however we
Yeah.
wanted?
Says, well, if these controls do that, I will see if I can figure out how. And he starts kind of examining them, takes out his book. He says, before I do this, I think I'll use the library and see if there's any reference material. Perhaps there's
Yes, definitely.
directions on how this works somewhere.
Yeah, that could just be his like new home for.
For now, yeah. So he just like basically starts He says, "For now, I shall continue researching and see if I can find information on this. Until I do, I ask none of you touch this. Touching random buttons could be disastrous if this truly is a control for such a massive magical structure."
For once, I'm
He's
not
giving
gonna.
you-
I'm gonna agree with this sentiment, and I'm not gonna fuck with it.
So he nods in appreciation and goes back towards the library.
What were
Wait,
you
what's this
saying,
door
Arapel?
lead to? Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Arapel.
I think Arapel was saying something.
Just commentary.
Wait, what does this door lead to?
So
Back out to the halls.
the other doors are still locked. The only one that's open is the south one.
Can they be unlocked from the inside, or
So it looks like the other one, they're supposed to just slide open on their own, but it seems like the lock is engaged from both sides. So for
Okay.
whatever reason, this whole area was put on lockdown at some point. There might be something with the controls to, undo that, but you don't know how right now.
You want to give it another try, Glenn? Because this might just straight up allow us to bypass those blurry sections.
Do we want to?
do
You want to take a crack at opening this thing?
I mean, it just leads out to the hallway.
Leave it to who?
It just leads out to the hallway. You can get there from just going around.
We can just go around the.
Well,
slug
isn't
hole.
this part blurry already? Or it gets blurry here?
The doors are blurry. The blurriness in the hallway is to the east, like over here. So yeah, those are just different ways of getting in here. Opening those doors wouldn't be a much functional help right now.
Oh, I thought like the hallway was like blocked off, like we couldn't advance in either of these hallways because of the blurriness.
No, you could. You just couldn't go through the doors up there.
Yeah,
Those
it's
were
just-
blurry.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, alright, so yeah, let's leave it to Slovic.
Slovak
Oh,
to
you're
work on. Alright, so what do you want to do? At this point, you've kind of found what you came here for, though maybe a few more, questions became obvious once you learned some of the stuff that was going on here.
I want to have a conversation with what's his face, the fire dragon. Also,
Yeah, that was
Gavrix.
Gavrix, yeah.
And would anyone be interested in accessing the hollow point and seeing if there's any information we can glean from that, or is that we think that's just going to allow us to access the portals? Because if I remember correctly, the hollow point was a good source of information for those who are willing to spend the time.
Oh, it is. I mean,
Yeah.
Is someone accessing the
This-
hollow point?
I was just saying it's like something, if we were going to spend some time here, that might be something to do.
I would just be careful that you don't access. If you access the hollow point, all the portals go out of stasis. That's my only concern.
I think
Jump.
you'd have to access the right controls for that.
It may sound like they could be undone one at a time.
You would guess. I mean, just accessing the hollow point, you don't think would take down the stasis.
Yeah, we had some wizards in our group before that got really familiar with the hollow, with Demi, and I didn't spend any time in there because, according to Demi, I have no magical abilities, and I'm just a human person. So, but they were able to get a lot of information from the hollow point.
Right,
Marty's.
so what do you want to do?
You should go to the whole point. I mean, it seems the next step, one of the next steps could be, essentially going through those portals and finding the weapons.
Yeah, I agree with that sentiment.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think, if you want to go talk with Gavrix, we can do that. We should probably check on him. He seemed a little bit down.
Well, if one
morning.
of the portals that leads us to the Shadowfell, can you go and see the love of his life?
Well, she would be in Issyk unless she's made her way to. Issyk is on this plane of existence.
Oh, okay.
Yes. Yeah. It's just. It was very shadowy last time we were there. But probably no longer.
I thought she was in the
Well,
Shadowfell.
So this is a good thing because we're not gonna be able to make good on the promise of giving him this key. So one way we might get around it is maybe we could help him meet his lady love and take him to Issyk.
Yeah. Perhaps they can share a lair. Do dragons share lairs? Do dragons? I have a lot of questions. But yeah, that would probably help. I mean, as long as we find him a lair. I mean, we did say this one would be good, but we still have lots of adventures ahead of us, and we might come across somewhere. But I like the idea of
Yeah, we're getting him his lair. We're reuniting lost love. We're also making sure that he can also, kind of be the new guardian of Issyk.
Yeah, it would definitely make for a great
Humans
tale.
have
Wholesome story. Very wholesome
Yeah.
story. Nice Disney ending.
What were you saying, Erica?
Humans have settled in Issyk already?
Wait, who are you asking?
Erebel, I thought that's what he said, that humans were already kind
I
of.
was about to say that yes, a number of human factions entered Issyk and began, as soon as the worst of the corruption was cleared, and began re-implementing.
That's a good point.
So I don't know for sure where the dragon the Fox Gods
Yeah,
encountered
Xana
there,
might have had.
or if she would have stayed. Yeah.
Yeah.
The humans may be uncomfortable with having a dragon settling there and claiming to be the protector of that place.
I was under the impression, perhaps I just assumed, and I was under the impression that she was trapped there, or bound there.
It didn't seem like that to me when we met her. She
Perhaps
she had
I just
made
assumed.
the wasteland that was Issyk her lair because she could.
Well, you all know what she looks like in human form, though, right?
Mhm.
Perhaps
I
she
do.
still resides there in hiding.
True. Yeah. I guess they could kind of live undercover that way.
Yeah, she might be like the ruler of Issyk or something. The queen. She was a queen. But yeah, I mean, if not, then either she would just decimate all the adventurers that went that way after after we freed it from the Shadowlords. So I would definitely be interested to see how she's doing and how it all ended up.
All right, then let us find our crestfallen red dragon.
Okay.
All right, so you're heading to the Hollow Point room.
Well, to Gavrix's room.
Oh, Gavrix. All right. So yeah, if you go back into the camp, Gavrix is kind of sitting there waiting. He would say, friends, I was actually going to ask you when you're going to give the tower over to me.
My friend, I have a better idea.
You finished exploring yet?
Almost, but I have a better idea. We were talking and let us go find Xana.
He says, I don't think that's a good idea.
Really?
Yes, I think, well, I'd rather not speak of it. He says it's, yeah, it has some pain behind it, and I'd just rather, let her live her life and not be in touch with her.
Was she a shadow dragon last you saw? Or did that happen after?
She was not always a shadow dragon. In fact,
She
she
was
was
red
once
dragon.
a great red, like myself. Bringer of fire, destruction, chaos. Much like your group.
I know the sadness in which you speak and the reverence in your voice that you have for her can only mean one thing. She was your lover, was she not?
Give me a persuasion. He says she meant quite a bit to me, yes. She says more than just a mate. We were kindred spirits for a long time. Most dragons, at least reds, do not do well when in each other's territory. But our love of destruction was so chaotic. Both of us felt it keenly, and we were quite in love. Yes, to put it simply. But such things don't always end well. And from what you've told me, she has suffered quite a bit since we had last spoken. If she has become a shadow dragon and become corrupted.
So don't you think a visit from an old flame would be a sight for sore eyes for her?
Exactly. Don't you think she suffered enough? I think you may be the only person in the universe that's able to ease her suffering at this point.
As well, we also didn't part on the best of terms. He says it was a fiery romance, to be sure, but being Reds, there was a lot of fighting and not much agreement, and we did not leave on good terms.
But even so, given all of that, if you still look back on her fondly, given the tone of your voice, the same must be said to her.
Give me
Time.
a persuasion at disadvantage.
Okay, I'll say it. Time has a way of showing us the things we truly care about by the things we truly miss having. Let's see, just disadvantage persuasion.
So he says, "I'll consider your request, but I think for now I need to think on it." So make some good points.
I know it's a hard decision to make, but I don't think there's anything that could be harmed by at least a visit, and then fate can take from there. But
Well,
I understand.
as I said, I will consider it, but I almost think you're just trying to distract me from my first question about handing over this tower to me.
Well,
I support it.
Handing the tower over?
Mm-hmm.
I do, if it's possible.
Says, of course you supported it. It was the deal after all.
There may be some pests in residence, or at least in periodic residence.
Says, did you get rid of that accursed gnome who is quite the annoyance?
Unfortunately, no.
As well.
So he's very powerful, and he didn't really want to get him on his bad side, because he could just turn people into totals with the snap of his finger.
Well, I guess I will wait on taking the tower until you figure out a good way to deal with such a pest.
I'm gonna try to pivot the topics. I wanted to. I had a separate question I wanted to discuss with you. Extracurricular, almost.
What is that?
Tell me, what do you know about Surtur?
So Surtur, you speak of the fire giant god.
Yeah.
Says he it was his avatar you fought.
Yeah.
He says, what about him?
Like, what does he stand for? Like, what's the objectives, goals?
Well, I'm no priest, but the fire giants worship him because they believe he grants them inspiration to be better smiths and more valiant warriors in battle. He says, he's a very evil god, from what I know. Though,
Evil how?
he says, well, the less informed would consider him evil, but I mean, really, he just revels in the things that we should all revel in: fire, destruction, war, defeating enemies who are lesser than us. He says, subjugating those in our territories or defending our territories from invaders.
So, is it like a wanton destruction, or is it just like destroy everything in sight type of deal, or is he trying to manipulate?
As well,
through an ulterior motive.
The fire giants they revel in their ability to create and destroy. As you saw, they're very competent smiths, but they also are relentless at mining the land for resources, mostly irons and other metals, to create their monstrous weapons and armors. He says there's also rumors of golems bigger than towers that have been created by talented giant smiths.
I see. Now, how much interaction did you have with Farago?
He says, not much. I was mostly kept prisoner.
I see.
He says he seemed he seemed powerful, very large. I assumed him a good fighter, though if you were able to best him, that must not have been the case.
Well, he was a fraud, I'll say that, but that we can agree on. Was he like? I mean, I guess you didn't see much of him, but like, did he seem in control of himself?
Farago? I don't know. I'm not sure how that would be answered. Was he not? He seemed fine to me.
I mean, yeah, he did. I guess. I mean, to me, yeah. I mean, I guess he was. Yeah, we were in bloodlusted combat, so I guess I was more so curious about as him being an avatar of Surtur, how he would what kind of effects that would have on him.
He says, well, I've dealt with many clerics, mostly killing them as they attacked my lair. But all the zealous people seem to follow their gods, so I assumed he followed his god like any other zealous freak.
I see.
Since I don't know much about the humans and their or humanoids and their connections to their gods, and even less so about the giants and the connections to theirs. It always seems like the weaker peoples serve more powerful entities, because it's why kobolds would often try to attach themselves to my lands.
I see. Well, again, much appreciated. Thank you.
Just nods. He says, let me know if there's anything I can do to help get rid of that accursed gnome creature. Maybe bring him to a very large room where I can turn into a dragon and step on him.
There's that room with the mechanical dragon, but
Alright, so what do you all want to do?
I mean, I'd like to head to the library, personally.
Alright, so it's probably about 2 at this point. So you go back to the library. Just doing research.
Well, yeah, I want to start finding anything I can on Surtur.
Okay. What about the
That's
rest
me
of you?
personally. Yeah.
Like, what's Glenn doing?
What is Glenn doing? That's a good question.
Or Uslag?
What's Glenn's doing? Actually, you know what? I'm gonna try and put him in a romantic mood.
Put what?
I'm gonna try and put the dragon in a romantic mood.
How are you doing that?
I'm gonna like. Where is he? Is he? Are we still in his room or like?
Sure, I'll say you're over at his room.
Ballads about famous dragons and their romance.
I'm gonna pull out my my mandolin and I'm gonna start playing like Peter Frampton. I was like, "Ooh, baby, I know your way."
Give me a
strum.
performance check.
Okay. Oh, the hell, it's my character sheet expired. What the hell? It's long.
It's odd.
I'm having that with last time on Roll20 a couple days ago. Keep saying your session has expired. Relog. Okay, so we're logging in. It's loading. Come on. Sorry, it looks like your session has expired. Please. What the fuck? Are you able to roll performance for me? I'm sorry. I am having technical issues.
Could try. Let's see.
It's like I can stay in and like move my background and stuff, and apparently I just cannot access my character sheet at the moment.
So if you click on your token, there's a skills button. You can use. Wait, is there? Hang on, let me redo your stuff. There should be a skills button.
Let's see. I don't have skills. I have my
Macro?
spells and like initiative and saves.
No, this might have an old macro. Alright. Let me check something. It's not working. Try something else. one moment to check something. So while I'm checking that, Uslog, what are you doing?
It's not really much. I guess she would bring the kind of the masterwork recipe just to show to Ichabod and see if see what he could tell me about it.
All right.
But yeah, that wouldn't be that's pretty much all I've got.
So he would be very excited by such a thing.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. This is great. You should definitely add this to your recipes. Once you start smithing, magical recipes will come in real handy.
Yeah, so I could make a piece of armor that gives me necrotic resistance. That's kind of what it's telling me.
He nods. He says, "Yeah,
That'd be very handy."
Yeah, any type of resistance on armor can be extremely helpful in your ability to craft. Okay, Glenn. So if you click on your token now, there should be a check button.
Yeah.
Oh,
You should be able to use that to roll performance.
oh, awesome! All right, thank you.
So he,
Baby, I love your
he
way.
kind of looks up and he says, "What are you doing, Bard?"
I'm just figured I would sing us a song when we pass the time, you know. Wanna be with you night and day.
Kind of sits back and absorbs the melodies. He says, "These are very beautiful tunes you play."
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that.
He says, "It makes me think back to my lost love, Zana."
He just reaches out his hand. Go to her.
Says, "I can't. She's too far away. I can't just leave this place and go to her."
Oh,
We'll go with you.
Kinda- Go ahead.
If there's a hollow point here, there may be a hollow teleportation, like not the portals, but a hollow teleportation platform as well,
Right.
which would
Arapel's
allow us to
standing
return
behind
to
you.
Isaac quite quickly.
He says, "What is this hollow point teleportation? Is this some sort of magic?"
Magic, yes, transportation magic. There is a point in Isaac that can be reached from other points, and as this tower contains much Therian technology, or technology that the Therians acquired from previous cycles and repurposed for their own uses, it is likely that they had one of those hollow points here if we could find it.
So I didn't understand a lot of what that little construct said, but I do know what teleportation means. Will this teleportation bring me to where Zana is?
Where my friend Uslag last encountered her.
Says, "Very well." He gets up. He says, "Lead the way."
Then I guess the next step is to look for the teleportation point or interface with the hollow point.
He just does like a fist pump. He's just like, yes, love always finds a way.
Alright, so Uslag is with her smith right now, and the two of you are going to the hollow chamber? The hollow point chamber?
Sure. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Oh, unless...
Well, I mean, let's go. I guess we'll go to the interface point, I guess, because there wasn't a platform or anything right in that room. There was just the teleport, the portals, not the right.
There was the hollow point, the hollow point pedestal and the portals and the statues and the teleportation circle.
But some of the other times that we've encountered a hollow point pedestal, there was a teleportation point nearby, not like the portals, right?
Yeah, this one does have the teleportation point nearby.
Oh, it does. Oh, yeah, in that case. But I don't know. It was Chomsky that had access, was it not? And other wizards before him, the Foxglove wizards. So who, Uslag, does any of us... Oh, she's with the Smith.
It took. Oh yeah, yeah.
But you, I mean, we would have talked about this before.
Yeah, I
and
mean, she
we
said
were-
we had a couple wizards in our party that spent some time to get access to it.
Okay.
So it kind of, yeah,
I-
it does take
Alright.
time. I think.
I forgot that we didn't have anyone who could actually, like, use the portal. Okay, then in that case, I mean, Uslag has told Arapel much about their original journeys, so I will, I guess, attempt to use the platform and see what access I can get. I pull out the token that Chomsky discovered previously and hold on to it because I don't really know how I use it. So just keep it handy.
Alright, you're gonna put your hand to the handprint on the obsidian pedestal.
Oh, you know what? Arapel has tried this before. Yes, I'll put my hand to it, but I don't expect anything to happen.
Did she try this before?
Yeah, there was no response. We determined that it needed to be an organic person. But I'll try this one. We'll see if it's something's different.
So you
That's interesting.
put your hand to it, and you would hear a voice. So nothing happens at first, but then a voice in your head says, Warforged Arapel, I am Demi. You are attempting to access the Tower Hollow Point. How may I be of assistance?
Greetings. We seek utilization of the transportation network.
He says, or it says, unfortunately, you do not have permissions to use this hollow point. But I do sense you have a hollow stone. You can access that if you wish.
Sure. Let us start there.
Now, which hollow stone was this?
Chomsky carried it for a time, and then he asked Arapel to keep hold of it. I don't know how much we'd actually studied it, and I don't remember. Does anyone remember where we actually picked it up? Because we found a second one more recently. Malin, you have that one, right? Or Glenn?
Yeah, Malin has one that's supposed to help us out when we're in the hollow point, if I remember correctly.
I don't remember what Chomsky's did.
Do you remember what session his was from? I could look it up on my notes.
I don't.
Where do you remember where he got it?
That's what I'm saying is I don't remember, like, let's see here. Well, you know what? Let's just
Was it from one of the dwarven houses?
I do not know. I don't remember getting it. Chomsky pulled it out and handed it to me, but out of character, I did not remember it. You know, but I don't know if I wasn't there to hear the session you guys got it, but yeah, I didn't remember its origin.
You didn't identify it or know what session it was from.
Let's see if I have. Oh, I'm sorry. I have a note here that says session 155.
Oh, well, that makes it easier. Let's
I'm
see.
sorry.
That's very convenient.
But I don't know if is that the session Chomsky gave it to me, or that sounds really recent, doesn't it?
Yeah, that was during the robbery.
Oh, did we get it in the
vault?
Chapel then?
I thought you found one of them. You found a hollow stone in the Molten Chapel.
Okay, then that would be it. That would be it, because then the other one we just found in the...
Yeah, because the one
like,
mainland
the labyrinth.
has outside the tower.
Yeah.
Alright, hang on. Okay, is that the one? Yeah, it says, I have a note that Malin found a hollow stone, but isn't that Malin's? That was
Okay,
session 156.
Okay, so okay. Malin found one outside the tower recently. Chomsky was already carrying one. And during Chomsky's last session, he handed it to Arapel and said, "Hang on to this."
He didn't tell you anything about it.
He must have told me session 155 because that's what I have listed in my inventory.
Alright, well, here, let me do a
or
search.
maybe that's the session he gave it to me. I really am not sure.
Let me just do a search and see if I can...
Yeah, because he gave it to you the same session that Malin found the other one, I think.
Yeah.
Okay, so you may have found it on session 154. That was another area we found a hollow stone.
Okay. Yeah, we've only found 2. So if you
Okay.
found another new,
So that must have been that one.
Yeah.
All right. So Demi would say your hollow stone has the options to learn Dwarven, Herbalism, how to use a poisoner's kit, or Smith's tools.
That's
Which of these
right.
do you wish to learn?
May I bring another into the Hollow to utilize these accesses, or is there restrictions on who may acquire these skills?
It says a hollow stone can be used by holding it while accessing the hollow. Anyone can use the stone if they are in possession of it while accessing the hollow.
That is very helpful. I will, for the time can the stone be used repeatedly?
Once a skill is learned, it vanishes from the stone.
But each skill can be acquired.
Yes, there are 4 skills on your particular stone. As stated, it is Dwarven Herbalism, a Poisoner's Kit, and Smith's Tool proficiencies.
What is the process to acquire one of these skills? Are materials needed, and how much time?
Says the information can be transferred instantly.
Oh, this is wonderful technology.
Wow. We could learn Dwarven.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go. I'll be coming and telling Uslag about the Smith option shortly. But for now, thank you for this information. I wonder, are there any indexes or basic lobby protocols that I may peruse that are within my rights at this time?
You do not have any permissions on this area other than basic access. So
Yes,
I can answer basic questions you might have, but beyond that, there's not much I can do to help you.
Very well. When was the last time that a rune master was present in this tower?
This is the Hollow Point was last used close to 1,000 years ago.
So you are aware, you are aware of the current date?
Yes, the tower and the Hollow Point is aware of time passage.
In that case, is it likely that any rune master still lives?
That's not something I can answer.
You understand basic dwarven anatomy, biology, and life expectancy, do you not?
Yes.
So, after 1,000 years have passed, who can grant new users permissions in this network?
So any who still possess the rings of the Dwarven Rune Masters.
Okay.
Those are the Rune Masters themselves. But
What
most
about-
likely all of them have become deceased.
If I was to... okay, apologies. I'm gonna switch to out of character. Because I think I might be mixing up my groups. Does someone in this group have a sentient item?
Not that I know of.
Not currently.
Okay, all right.
no.
Then never mind the question I was about to ask. All right. All right. Thank you for your assistance. I will return soon, as this technology is most fascinating.
Alright, so you disconnect.
Yeah. And I will inform. Glenn's there with me, didn't you say?
Glenn
Glenn.
and Gavrix. He says, well,
Okay.
is the teleportation ready?
It seems that further steps are required for us to acquire the correct permission, but I do have some leads and information. I assure you, though, that some research into this may be quicker than actual overland travel to your destination. So, I apologize for the delay, but if you have patience, we may find a solution.
Well, I suppose I should learn how to use my future tower. Very well, little construct. Do what you must.
And then I would tell Glenn, basically that, from what I know of what Uslog has shared and what, the Demi just told me, we need to either find a rune master or the sigils of a rune master or some way to impersonate a rune master or something like that to try and acquire the necessary accesses. Also, and I would explain about the abilities that the token can give. As I greatly value all skill and knowledge, I would be most content to add any of these to my skills, although I do already speak Dwarven. However, let us discuss with the group if there are others who might make better use of these skills. I especially wonder if Uslag might like to speed up her smithing. She has been working quite hard at it.
All right.
So yeah, unless Glenn wants me to try anything else or has any questions or whatever, I'll maybe head back to find Uslag.
All right. So you find Uslog.
And I'll
tell her.
I'll explain. Yeah, I'll explain about the token.
All right.
That
How much-
sounds.
How much time did you have left on learning your skill?
I think.
Oh.
Let's see.
Oh, sorry. I pulled it up.
Activities.
Yeah. So you're
I
halfway
have
there.
invested 25 days out of 50.
Oh my.
So
Well, it seems like you
I've been
can-
enjoying learning it. But
Would
I
you-
guess
Go ahead.
it would be silly to pass that up, though. But yeah, it's just
We could also retain the ability in the token for providing to some someone who joins our camp in the future or joins our party in the future. But of course, if anyone wishes to use it now, we should discuss whether we think that would be the best use.
yeah,
But,
I'll think about it. Because that it's strange to me to learn knowledge instantly.
Yes, it would be most useful to have such an option.
It would be.
If you choose to continue your traditional study of smithing, would you have an interest in learning any of the other skills? Dwarven, herbalism, poisoner kit, I believe.
I think the only thing that sounds, Dwarven, I think somebody should learn. Dwarven, perhaps somebody that does more research.
Does Glenn speak Dwarven? He is most likely to to perform diplomacy, and so any languages are always going to be valuable for that person.
Yes.
I'm gonna skip over to Malin for a moment. Are you doing anything besides the research? You've been looking
Well, I
at
wanna
this for a while.
Yeah, I wanted to either find out more about Surtur and can I see if there's another time about the memories that I unlocked, I would experience them.
So there are some books on giants in this library. Are you just trying to figure out? I mean, like, I'll say like you probably find some stuff on him, and he is definitely not a good god. He's also not a very powerful god. He's a lesser deity, and he's mostly all about like strength and war and murder, fire. Like, he's definitely not a good god. Like, he would be considered an evil god for sure.
I guess I'm trying to figure out what it would entail if I went ahead and grafted this thing and became the Avatar Asserter.
So give me an Arcana check. Okay. Do you have religion?
Definitely not, no.
Alright, so you find out also that he's not really chaotic evil, he's more lawful evil. So,
Okay.
yeah, he's definitely a god of like strength and the forge and war, and kind of a belief of might to rule and conquer. Yeah, I mean, it's... Yeah, well, without any knowledge of Arcana, you wouldn't know anything. Like, even the books wouldn't say anything about, like, what type of effect this would have on you to, like, have this pendant.
Other than what Iranye said.
Yeah.
Um.
That it would influence you.
Yeah, I mean,
you know gods are extremely powerful, even lesser ones.
yeah, no, I understand the repair. I'm just, I guess, do I go down this path to go and put this on me?
Well, that is up to you.
I understand. Are we? And then I guess we'll just cover the memories next time, or?
Yeah, we can go over those at some point. We have to figure out your backstory stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, so after you did that research, what would you do next?
I mean, that's a good question, I guess. I tag along with the party. There's not much else. I'm gonna rejoin the group, and I'm just gonna be pondering deep in thought wherever they are.
Alright, so I'll say if you go over to the Hollow Point room, Glenn's kind of hanging out there with Gavrex. Gavrex looks kind of annoyed. He says, Malin, maybe you can make the thing work, and he points to the Hollow Point. He says, why don't you try connecting to it?
Oh, sure. I'll use my holo token then.
Alright, so you connect to it. And for some reason, you connect differently from how Arapel did. Basically, everything kind of goes dark for a moment, and you'd find yourself floating in a kind of starry, like, space almost. And
Wow.
a little globe of light appears and would say, Master Artisan Maliforn, welcome back.
Good to be back.
He says, how can I help you?
It's been far too long. I'm just trying to review the capabilities of this tower. Let's start off, I guess, with teleportation-wise. Where can we access? What teleportation access points do we have?
He says, the teleportation qualities of the tower are not linked to this hollow point. However, you can access the hollow teleportation network, which will allow you to teleport to any powered hollow points. He says, currently I am detecting two. One within the Alcavian labs and one within the vaults of Kultura.
Thank you. That is very useful to me. What kind of controls do we have over the for this tower?
And you would also notice some sort of smooth stone floating around you, like orbiting you right now.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like your hollow stone.
Gotcha. What kind of it seems that some of the commands has been it's trying to reassert. I'm trying to reassert control over this tower. What capabilities do I have at my disposal?
You have access to the Hollow Point teleportation system. You can activate and deactivate tower defensive protocol for the Rune Master keepers. There's also a private experiment currently implemented with 4 portals, all of which are currently sealed. You can unseal the portals should you wish.
One at a time, I assume. I have that capability, correct?
You can unseal as many or as few as you wish, Maliforn.
And then reseal them.
He says there has been no magic associated with the Hollow Point to reseal the portals.
Ah, I see. Okay. Very, very interesting. I understand. But I can take control of the defenses and designate friendlies and enemies. Is that correct?
He says yes, the tower defenses are currently mostly deactivated due to being destroyed. But there are still some fallbacks left.
Understood. Is there any way to some of the doors have been barricaded with a barrier of sorts? Is there any way to release this?
I don't have any information on barriers within the tower. There should be no barriers currently erected. If there are magical barriers, they may be something outside the Hollow's influence.
Understood. Very well. I will return, and I will return at a later point with further instructions.
Very well, Master Maliforn.
Okay, I'm going to disconnect if I know how to.
You're not sure exactly how to.
How do you disconnect from this thing? It's like trying to get out of a Zoom call.
Disconnect. She says, if you just wish or will your eyes open, you can awaken from the Hollow Point.
Yes, of course. That's right. It's been too long. I can do that.
Alright, so you try to open your eyes and you do suddenly come out of it. As if waking yourself from a dream. You wonder why she was calling you Maliforn.
That is a good question. Well, guys,
This tower
easy peasy.
seemed to recognize you.
We have admin access. Firm handshakes all around.
I suggest during your next visit that you inquire whether you have the rights to assign rights to other users. Perhaps we can all.
Yeah, I think I asked if I can. I said I can designate friendlies and.
Good, perfect. Well, not just designating friendlies.
Right. I understand.
Yeah. So was it that you just had the right key, or what was?
Yeah, this hollow apparently belongs to Malforn, and that's I guess it's a Rune Master that has control over the tower. So,
Nice.
we have control of the tower. So we can use the Hollow Point teleportation to, and I repeat the 2 places that it said we could teleport to.
Alright, but for now, we should probably end. Why
Yes.
don't we do an MVP vote? You said
So
we were
I will
not
be-
joined by our 5th.
I was racking my brain. I was like, I know Arapel has put his hand on one of these platforms before and it didn't respond to him. And I was racking my brain because I'm like, that doesn't make sense based on my timeline with this party. And I realized, Lou, it was the original Wednesday group. It was Arapel version 1.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay, sorry.
Are you still there, Glenn? Glenn may have fallen asleep.
Or snack run.
Or
Just
snack.
ghosted.
Well, I'll take the 4 of your votes. Or 3, I guess, if he's not here.
Sorry, I just got.
Need
Oh,
an
there you are.
MVP vote.
Okay,
Hey, Glenn, do you speak Dwarven?
I do.
So then, yeah, the Dwarven is up for grabs from pretty much anyone. I was just thinking that it
I
made
feel
the
like
most.
it would be good for someone who spoke more,
Okay.
or even like someone who does like research and stuff.
Alright, so
But,
Malin with 3
I mean, I
votes.
guess anyone could
You
really
are
use it.
Maybe Eli, because
You-
isn't he a wizard? So
Yeah,
I don't know.
we also
Yeah.
want to make sure. Yeah. Well,
I gotcha. Yeah.
someone that's gonna be here.
Yeah. We don't have to make a decision real quick, but yeah. Yeah. Go ahead, Lou. I'm sorry.
Oh, just Malin is MVP. Yeah, I'm hoping Eli is here next time. It's kind of...
Yeah, it's not like he had a work thing. Like,
Yeah, it's been a while.
yeah.
Oh, and then sorry, at the end, did we figure out a way to hollow point teleport back to Isaac or no?
Malin's token was much better than Arapel's token. So
We
yes.
have admin access, yeah.
Well,
The
you
only
don't
thing
think
is,
the
though-
token itself is what gave you the access. The tower seems to think you're this person Maliforn.
Oh, not.
Oh, I thought it was the token that gave me the access.
Yeah,
Wait
Yeah,
a
that was
minute.
something the same. Yeah.
Backstory
'Cause
thing.
the
That's what I was
token, as
thinking.
far as you know, those tokens just have the ability to give you skills.
Oh, then you should check what skills are loaded on your token next time.
Yeah,
Oh.
you didn't ask about it.
Oh.
That's why
Well,
I had
didn't-
Uslug ask like, so was it you just had the right key?
Yeah, that's what
I
I
thought you
I
like knew
assumed.
that it was something like you
I
had
didn't-
remembered
oh.
something or something.
Oh, okay. That's I got a lot of stuff coming up I need to think about for next session.
So, I'm assuming that Uslog would know the Alcavian labs, but she didn't know Vaults of Kaltora. Is that knowledge
Well,
we'd be able to find in this?
Well,
in
I
this...
just didn't know the name of it because I missed a bunch of sessions
Okay.
during that time. I had to take like a whole month off during that
Oh, I see.
time. But I do remember
most
our group
likely-
spent a lot of time in the cathedral, and
Gotcha.
that's where that one was.
So
And there
most
was a
likely
hollow point there, if I remember
You'd
correctly.
be able to tell Malin where the Vaults of Kaltora are, right? At that point. When he tells us the names.
I'm just taking notes. Was there a question for me?
Yeah.
Oh no, I wasn't sure if the knowledge Malin was just given, if the rest of the group had enough knowledge to put the pieces together.
Oh, okay.
But it sounds like Uslag would recognize the name Vaults of Kaltora, and so the group
Yeah.
would now know that we can take the dragon back to his lady love.
Yay!
or where we her last
Dragon
known
love.
location.
Tainted love.
Oh wait, like we can how does Hollow like if we go there we can just teleport
come
back?
back. Well, as long as
Seems like now you can.
as long as both points are powered.
Okay.
But yeah, since the thing told you that it detected the 2 points, which Uslag pointed out that they had powered the Halls of Tarsus, and it didn't tell you that that was an active point. That could mean that someone has deactivated that, like taken the power source. But it said it detected. So if we can go from here, then we know this one is powered, and if that one was detected, then we know that one is powered, and we can come back. That being said, we don't know who controls the area where that hollow point now exists, so we could always like run into someone who doesn't want us to use it or something, you know?
Yeah.
Alright, I expect a very well done journal entry from Glenn, because he's a bard. I want like songs and prose and like flowery language. It should be
Dragon love.
it should be amazing.
Was it Quince that used to do the little drawings for her journal?
Yeah,
That was
Quinn's
so
like made her own like font and like did little sketches, little doodles.
Exactly. I'm expecting a lot from
I liked
you,
her
Glenn.
doodles of like jingles, like.